106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Wednesday, December 11th. It is Double Impact. I'm your host, Gabe. Guys, there are 2 weeks till Christmas, and there are 3 weeks left in 2024. What a crazy year it's been. What a fast year. I mean, the older you get, the faster the years go by. I don't understand, but I'm grateful for everything. What an amazing year it's been. And here he is, friends, the one and only, the great, the amazing Jericho Green. Bumbleclot. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Doing fucking great. I just sent you something hilarious on Instagram. But yeah, doing great, man. Excited to talk about this movie. Classic. And if somebody told me, my wife asked me this last night, she said, what if you could only pick one? If I had to choose either Home Alone 1 or 2, and that's the only one I could ever watch again, every year like we do, great. I don't mind either 1 or 2. They're both great movies, but Home Alone 2, it just hit the nail on the head with the music. And I imagine being such a big budget movie because the first movie was a hit. So like, yeah, whatever you want to make the second one. Getting the clearance for all of the songs, all the Christmas songs and stuff. And just New York, the sounds and sights, the snow, the steam coming out of the people. Donald Trump, because he stayed at his hotel. And it just home run. But you can't ignore the parents. But it was neat how they made everything work, like how he got separated again. How do you do this again? They addressed it in the movie. How the fuck did this happen again? But it was great. And of course, there's that, that suspension of reality where you got this 10-year-old kid just pocket full of money in the hotel. And as a kid, the hotel scene, when you have the room service, fucking great. Very, very Richie Rich.
Yeah.
Which is another movie he was in.
I thought it was awesome how they reversed the concept. Spoiler, 30-something-year-old spoiler. The first time he gets left home alone because the vacation gets messed up, he doesn't go to Paris. Mm-hmm. This time he goes on vacation, but he goes to the wrong city. So he's alone, but he's instead of home alone, he's in the city alone. Now, guys, there's controversy at the top of the show. People in the chat are like, hey, man, are you coughing, Gabe? Are you okay? And it's not me. Jericho, is there something you want to tell the class? No?
Nope.
Oh. I didn't know if before we went on the air you were doing a giant bong or something like that. But we did hear you, and I muted your mic. So if you're okay.
I am okay. My tuberculosis is acting up.
Oh, no.
It's 1873 at my house, and I got fucking.
You're gonna start the violin and say, "Dearest Clementine, the Union soldiers are advancing on our position, and we're almost out of hardtack.
Yeah, man.
Please."
I had dinner at the Chuck Wagon
Right.
tonight. Yeah, man. Very
Okay.
19th century here.
Just want to make sure you're okay. Remember the cigars? You're just supposed to mouth them. Don't inhale them. The cigars.
Just mouth it. That's how I get through my life. Just mouth it.
Just mouth it. You should have a hat that says that. Just mouth it.
Stop being a bitch and just mouth it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what your uncle used to say. Just mouth it.
Come on. I care. I'll give you some candy. But yeah, if you inhale a cigar, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. It reminds me of when I was in 8th grade and we took a field trip, which was walking a few blocks to the community center where we would play basketball, you know, whatever it was inside the fenced area of the community center, you could do. And so one of my buddies was like, "Hey, I got some cigarettes. Let's go in the bathroom." Because the best place to smoke a cigarette is in a confined area.
That way the smell stays so the adults can get you.
Yeah, there's a little known fact. When you smoke a cigarette indoors, it kind of just stays in this little box, kind of air like box thing. It doesn't go anywhere. So our dumbasses go in the bathroom in one of the stalls, spark up a cigarette. The cigarette turned out to be an unfiltered Salem cigarette. Now, unfiltered is very important when you're talking cigarettes.
Well, especially when you're talking 8th grade. It's like you guys are like divorced men smoking that, you know?
Yeah, virgin lungs. So you end up on all fours in the community center bathroom with the world just fucking spinning, ready to puke. It was a bad situation.
Not good. I bought a pack of Marlboro Reds when I was 18 and smoked them all in my car in about half an hour.
It's not a race. Why did you smoke all of those cigarettes?
That was my smoking career.
But why did you smoke all of them?
I didn't and don't know how to smoke. I'm not a smoker. So I just sat there and went like, and it just burned up. And then I coughed and like, this is what they do. And the weirdest thing,
and you just kept
zero effect on me. People say they get like a rush or a buzz. Zero effect. Maybe I wasn't doing it right.
I don't think you were doing it right, because if you're smoking cigarettes for the first time, and not only that, but you picked Marlboro Reds, yeah, your world would have been. Maybe I was just mouthing them like the cigar too much.
Yeah,
maybe you just mouthed it. But you remember like the old Tom and Jerry cartoons, like when they got sick, they would just like turn green from the feet up. Just
right.
That's what you would have been like. You hit a Marlboro Red for the first time, you jumped off the deep end on that one. And lucky you, because trust me, you don't want to know what it feels like to get a nicotine.
No, I'm not I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm not a drug guy. It's not my thing.
No good. But I remember when I was in the Navy, so periodically you have to do your PT test, your physical readiness test. So based on your age and your height, you have to do things, or I think it's based on your sex and your age, because guys have to run the 1.5 miles faster.
That sounds real prejudice to me.
Well, yeah, that's there's, what do they call it? Requirements, criteria, if you will.
Women are just as strong and fast as men, Jericho. You sound like a bigot.
Well, then give me my hat. Give me my bigot hat, because I'm gonna wear it, because it's the truth. And I remember being in boot camp being pissed because we had to do, I think, a certain amount of chin-ups, we had to do a certain amount of sit-ups and all this stuff. And the girls, they could just hang instead of doing pull-ups. They could just hang there for a certain
that's
amount.
Good. That'll save their life in combat.
You know how much easier that would have been for the males to do that, and longer time to run them out. All that bullshit. Lowering.
Couldn't they have just grabbed their stomach and said they had cramps that day and just not done anything?
Yeah, it's my time of the month. Stop.
And then just been made a fucking rear admiral right after that.
Yeah, and the males, there's no chance of that. Like, you better be pissing blood or throwing up blood before we let you do anything.
Well, Kara claims it was way too easy.
So it may have been for the ladies. And I mean, you're a young man, you're in the best shape of your life. It wasn't the toughest thing you've ever done, but the requirements were definitely different for the males, most definitely.
Right.
And so they got to do things a little bit differently, but it was definitely not the same. But if it were, and the Army did that. For a few years, the Army made the physical requirements the same for men and women and tons of women couldn't pass it.
Hmm.
Almost all of them didn't pass
How
it. It's
sad.
weird.
Cara says Navy boot camp was too easy. There you go.
Really? Yeah, I mean, it was tough at first, but like all the yelling and screaming, the mental part of it wasn't hard. But the lack of sleep and sitting in class and all that shit, that sucked. But they say Marine Corps boot camp's the hardest. But I mean, Navy boot camp was pretty
I haven't
tough. It
sat
wasn't a cakewalk.
I haven't sat in a class in years, and I did a firearms class about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I told you about it, and it was 8 hours, dude. I haven't done that since, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, a long time.
Like when you do an all-day class, like you're in college or in summer
we
school.
We have breaks
you're
in
doing
between.
You're doing driver's ed for like 3 days in high school. You're there for like 6. Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird to be in a class and then like they give you a lunch break and then you gotta come back and they give you all right, 10-minute break. You're like, what the
right?
It's weird because it's been so long.
Yeah, thankfully it was entertaining and informative and it wasn't too hardcore, but as far as like being dry and boring, the guys kept it, entertaining. And it was wild. I don't know if you've ever seen that footage of the shooting range in Las Vegas where the guy tries to steal a gun from inside the shooting range classroom, like I don't know if it's a concealed carry licensing class. And he gets outside and he's getting violent, pushing people around, and a police officer's come to arrest him because he won't leave. He was trying to steal a gun out of somebody's bag. He won't leave, and then he stabs one of the police officers, lady, in the face with a screwdriver and stabs her a few times. And the cops shoot him, but there were like 4 guys at this gun range that were concealed carry that happened to be in the parking lot. And like all 5 of these people shoot this guy. It's fucking terrible.
Group activity.
But one of the teachers at the gun class I was taking, he was there. Like you see in the video, he showed us like the YouTube video. He's like, that's me in the back. Now he didn't shoot the guy, but he was there like at that range that day. So crazy.
Yeah. There's the guy in Salinas, the town I used to live in, and the cops had him pulled over. I mean, there was like 8 cop cars. And so he pulls a gun out and tries to stick it out the window. And I mean, every cop over there just fucking lit this dude up. But it's like, what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen?
I thought it was funny too, because the cop said, "Oh, it was the something range in Vegas," and I think someone in the class, like behind me or whatever, said, "Oh, that's right by the Hustler Club, right?" It's like, yeah,
yeah.
So that guy's lucky his wife wasn't also in the class.
Yeah, I like to go shoot, and then I like to go see some titties.
He like to shoot and then go shoot.
Go shoot. Hey, it's his right as a tax-paying American.
I guess. Oh boy! But before the show, you guys, me and Jericho were laughing. Yeah, we were talking about those little kid songs, and this is pre-internet, right? This is we grew up in the 80s and 90s,
way before.
And I was telling Jericho, Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin, and we got to talking, and we don't know the answer to this. How did those songs travel around the country in the old days? My theory is it's like cousins traveling for the holidays or the summer, and you're visiting, and your older cousin tells you the dirty rhyme. And I can't repeat it on the air. Some of the rhymes I've heard, little sing-song things, but you guys all know them. You know the same ones I know. And I want to know how we all know them. How does that network of information work? I have no idea.
I don't know, man. I mean, word of mouth is a powerful thing, and I guess that's all there was back then. Or some of those songs and stuff are like really old. When you start looking at them, you start looking into them, you're like, holy shit, this thing was written when? So back before there were even phones, people had to. And what was it we were watching? Watching some Viking shit, like songs and stuff and stories. They would tell about people, and that's how people's reputation got around. So I imagine it's the same thing, but it's still a trip to be, no matter where you are in the world, you could start a joke or a song and somebody can finish it, and you've never seen each other and you grew up thousands of miles away. That's just pretty cool. But some of those songs, they were dirty and or racist, and I loved it. Right. What about this 6 lines? 6 lines right there. That's all you need.
What about this thing, right?
Yeah.
I watched a YouTube video on this, and the guy did all this research, or Netflix or something, back when I had Netflix years ago. And he was able to find this symbol all the way back in the 60s, graffitied on a wall somewhere. So this thing is ancient. I thought this thing was in the 90s, So.
Yeah, 6 lines, 3 and 3. Make that fucking. I remember doing that all the time. I don't know. I remember doing that shit all the time, like on paper, you're doodling, not paying attention and shit, where you write, you draw a bunch of something on your notebook. And I remember doing
I don't
shit
know.
all the time.
I mean, with the internet, we know how memes work now, obviously. But I
Uh-huh.
wonder in the pre-internet way how the memes traveled.
Yeah, or you pass a note to a girl. Do you like me? Check. Yes.
Circle
Or
1,
no.
yes or no.
How do we all fucking know that?
It's really a chicken shit thing to do, right? Give her the out with the yes or no.
But when you're that young, you still get a pass. When you get a certain age, you just got to sack up and go talk to her. But when you're that young, like elementary,
you don't ask if you like me. You tell them I like you. You know what I mean?
We're
like
doing
you grow
this.
a pair.
Yeah, you grab her by the hair and you pull her.
Say, woman, and drag her to your cave.
You're mine now.
Like a gentleman. Like a gentleman.
Yeah, like a true gentleman. Like a true gentleman. Yeah.
A gentleman is, breaking.
Grab her by the follicles.
Oh, when you're a celebrity, Jericho, they'll let you do whatever you want.
They'll let you grab them by the vagina. Hey, that's the truth.
If Trump was a British lord in the House of Commons with the wig.
Hey, old boy, bring that lady over here.
We're going to make England great again.
Grab her by the follicles, man.
Trump, the British lord.
Yeah, and with like those velvet puffy sleeves and shit. Like getting dressed. I saw a video of this guy like dressing like they did like back in the 1700s. Man, that takes a long ass time. There's like layers and vests and all this shit.
What if you got sick and you had to go, or you had to pee real bad, and you're taking off 7 layers of pantaloons?
They probably pissed their pants back then.
No, you can't walk around in pee pants.
It's probably where pissed came from. Like it probably goes back to like back then where people just didn't like there were too many buttons. They just pissed themselves.
No, I refuse to believe that people wanted to walk around in clothes that stunk and were wet.
Well, how often did they bathe in the 1700s? Like if you're rich, what, once a month or something, maybe, if that, once a week? I don't even know. Those clothes were ripe back then. But they probably had people that undressed it. Like they're not sitting there peeling all that shit off.
Oh, so they probably had stuck their arms out and someone had to come in.
The piss boy or something had to come in and take off his piss-soaked trousers. Walk those, piss boy. And he'd have to take his piss log clothes to probably his mother downstairs in the dungeon to scrub it in the river. Yeah, man, they're fucking gross back then.
I had some relatives they had some redneck in them, some not, and some yes, and farming, and one of them was joking that I take a shower once a week whether I need it or not.
Right, damn it. Sometimes I don't even need it. I mean, but a week, you're going to be ripe.
Yeah.
But I understand the people who don't shower every day. There's a group of people who are against showering every day. It washes out the natural oils in your skin. Whatever. I see their point too, I guess, but you can't go too long. Come on.
Yeah.
Especially women, like a woman that stinks. Ew.
A woke thing that said if you hate BO, you're kind of racist. And I thought, that's racist. You're saying that the non-white people stink is what you're saying now.
Well, if that's racist, then sign me up for my clan membership because that shit is disgusting. Wash your fucking stinker. And if you're a woman, no, man, you can't be smelling gross.
I would rather someone had BO than bad breath, though. When someone has that halitosis that can peel paint,
like they were eating a shit sandwich.
Like you would just want to, dude, go to the dentist. I think
that's a term.
One of the teeth is rotten or something.
That'll make your dick soft. Some girl just, and you're just like, the fuck? Yeah, that could definitely be worse. But because BO, you can just scrub it up and get Irish clean.
We've got a disgusting history lesson in the chat. Joel Dalton, the word piss was an old English word. The reference to alcohol came peasants collecting the urine of rich people and drinking it. Gross.
What the fuck? That's how hard times were back then.
Nope. See, this is why I'm glad I don't drink, period. But if I did drink alcohol, you wouldn't be getting me to drink pee-pee that had a little bit of booze in it to get drunk. No, thank you.
Father, I'm so thirsty, Father. Can you please bring me something to drink, Father? Here you go, son. My sire was good enough to give me a quart of piss.
Oh, what kind of piss is it?
Thank you, Father. Can I have some piss? Pass it around to your brothers and sisters. Thank you, Daddy, for the piss. That's disgusting.
It's a Christmas miracle, isn't it?
Thank you, Father, for the piss.
I don't believe you. Are you telling the truth, Joe Dalton?
Guys, that's how tough it was back then that kids were excited about
I know I heard a
getting
thing
piss for
once
Christmas.
about in like they could tell people were diabetic out in the, like living out in the sticks and this and that, is if they took a piss outside and then all the ants were like getting all over the piss because they like the sugar in it. So I was like, oh, that's fascinating. Kara says hockey locker room. Yeah, locker rooms have an interesting funk to them because it's not like armpit BO. It's fabric and cushions and mats and pads and helmets that have old, acrid sweat just kind of fermenting away in the
aged.
It's like a fine cheese aging in the cellar.
Or like your teenage son's or daughter's sports bag.
Yeah, I remember, dude. In high school, we were responsible to wash our practice gear. Our Friday night stuff, we'd turn it in at the end of the game to the trainer, and they would have it professionally cleaned. Our really nice uniforms. But the stuff you wore Monday through Thursday, you had 2 pairs of it, and you were supposed to take it home and wash it. And we wore white at practice, white pants, white shirts, or jerseys, because that's the cheapest. I remember one guy, I shit you not, his locker smelled like ammonia and onions and this and that. And he pulled his jersey out to put it on, and I look at him, white jersey, right? Nope. His was the color of your background, Jericho. It was rust. It was rust and yellow colored, and he earned it. It was wet when he pulled it out of his locker before he went to practice.
Oh, that's so funny. It probably soaked with sweat, and he just threw it in there and balled it up.
Yeah, and it was brown and orange, this thing. It was so
that's so fucking gross. Well, young men, they can be.
Yeah, not me. I get mine washed, every other week or so. Mine was probably still pretty bad too, but I didn't let mine change colors.
Yeah,
that was my cutoff.
It didn't stand up without you in it.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it didn't make 3 tackles on its own. Forced fumble.
That's right. We might have to get you out of that fucking jersey. It's killing it. Yeah, man, it's foul and disgusting. But yeah, I believe it. I mean, the further you go back in time, before medical knowledge and stuff like that, yeah, people were fucking just flying blind doing gross, foul shit and dying of shit that now little neosporin and a band-aid of your skin tone and you're good to go. But back then it's like, sorry dog, that's splinter, we can't take that out, you're fucking dead or whatever.
There's nothing we can do about it, governor.
Unless you can wait till Tuesday. I could probably do something about it on Tuesday.
Then the doctor will come with his splinter fisher. Oh, my goodness.
Just, rusty, dirty, infected. I remember, was it Glory? That scene where they're like in the medical tent and you see the basin of water, and it's not even water, it's like blood.
It's half blood,
it's
half
like
piss,
50,
half
50.
water.
Yeah, it's like 33% piss, 33% water, 33% blood. And their rags, they're packing wounds with just this fucking man.
We didn't, as human beings, we didn't even know germs existed until recently. We didn't have microscopes and all that until fairly recently. So I think it was just over 100 years ago. Doctors didn't wash their hands before surgery. There was no germ theory like the way we have germ theory now. You know what I mean? So that I think the hand washing came in the late 1800s or something like that, dude. So
yeah, or look, when you're a kid and you scrape your knee or something, or if you get cut, what's the first thing your mom does?
Wash it.
Clean it.
Yeah, wash
Clean
it.
It's the first thing you do. Yeah.
That reminds me of the woke people always hide their division and their anti-white, anti-American, anti-Christian bigotry. You learned in school that the Pilgrims gave the natives smallpox infested blankets to kill them, right? There's 0% chance that's true. Not 1%, not 0.5%. There's 0% chance that's true. And I only learned this recently. And it just shows you how insidious these left-wing lies are to degrade white people in America and all that. And when they were coming over here and the blankets and the sickness and all the stuff, there was no such thing as germ theory. People didn't know that's how that shit worked.
Mhm.
So how could you do something? They may have done it unintentionally, but they didn't know that's how it worked. That's insidious that lies like that just they go right over our heads and we just believe them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and how diabolical is that?
Right.
To give people, and how do you infect, like, are they the blankets of the people who died from
I
it?
don't
Like, how
even
do you
know.
infect those blankets? And why do they need blankets? You mean to tell me before the Pilgrims showed up, they were freezing to death every winter?
Right. I'll just hear shivering, wondering what to do for 1,000 years.
Oh, no, come here, you little red bastard. You put on little rabbit and fire bloody that'll do. So before that, just Indians, all the Indians except 2, they would stay alive, have sex, repopulate the next year. They all die again in the fucking winter. Like, come on, who says they needed fucking blankets?
Right. Yeah. So when I hear like, the older I've gotten, I realize so much of history is just bullshit. It's just agenda-driven bullshit, you know. I think the broad strokes of history are true, but I think the granular, like the detail stuff, that's just some professor with an agenda. A lot of times, I think.
And again, like the jokes we were talking about before, I'm sure those spread pretty quickly too. You know, that bullshit. And it, one of the biggest ones, of course, we don't have to get into it because this could be a show on its own. But one of the biggest lies that I found out about in the last 3 or 4 years, that really pissed me off. Like, I felt bamboozled, I felt fooled, I felt stupid for believing this, for buying this hook, line, and sinker, you know, from as far back as I can remember, up until very recently, is Martin Luther King. You know, you dare not gaze upon his visage because he is Martin Luther King. The speeches and the quotes and all that, you just can't, you don't question that. You don't, he's beyond reproach. He's Martin Luther King. Whenever you invoke that name, you know, people grab, Martin Luther King.
Right.
And then you start to learn about him and you're like, what? So I'll leave it at that. But that's probably the biggest one where I was like, what the fuck? You lied to me. And more, even worse than that, not the lie, but I believed it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've heard some things too, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
But I think if you could separate that from maybe the fiction we've been told, it's a good message, you know?
Yeah, the message is good, but then again, what's the end game of that message? What are they trying to get from that? That's where it gets fucked up. And you look at who he was involved with and his speeches, all kinds of shit.
I only take one thing from him because I think what it is, it's only good. I think this is only good. The concept of being judged by the content of your character and not the color of your skin. Yeah. I think you can't beat that. That's a great argument. It's a great concept. It's a great philosophy. So there you go. So that's why I leave MLK at that. That's what I take away from him, and I just leave it there. So.
Yeah, but you, like you mentioned, the broad strokes, the I have a dream and all that, and the mountains of Georgia and all that kind of stuff. Yes,
I have a dream.
Yeah, but when you start looking into some of his other speeches and what the big picture was behind what he was saying, what he was doing, then you're like, son of a bitch. But yeah, I mean, judge people by how they act.
I did think it was weird when he came out and said, if you sign up now, you get $500 free towards betting on NFL this weekend.
I was like, wait a minute, promo code MLK.
Right, I thought that was real weird when he did that.
You motherfucker!
And if you sign up now, you will get $500 in credit for the NFL this weekend.
You can get 100 CDs for a penny. Oh, you work for Columbia.
He was the ultimate pitch man. They just had MLK pitch and everything.
Yeah, he was big. He was Big CD. He was backed by Big CD. Right. Columbia House. What happened to Columbia House? Did they fold or what? That's fucked up.
I think you can't give away 10 CDs for a penny. I don't think this is a sustainable business model.
That's not what the paper said.
Is a bunch of teenagers got the 10 CDs for a penny. Then they get locked into getting a CD every week because that's the scam or whatever. And you have to keep buying $20 CDs. They just keep sending them to you. And if you don't send them back in time, then you have to pay, blah, blah, blah. And I think a bunch of people just let it go to collections or something in the past. I'm pretty sure There's a YouTube or Netflix documentary about this very thing.
Columbia House just had to eat all those CDs. Oh man, I remember it was a little tiny fucking like pamphlet with little tiny pictures of the CDs because they had to fit a whole bunch of them on a page, and it was almost like stamps. And you get a mill, you'd be like literally 10 CDs for $1, and CDs were $15 to $20 a piece. You get a double CD, you really spending some money. Like it wasn't these 99-cent download or 99 cents a month for unlimited downloads. It was $15 to like $20 a pop for CDs.
Right. Yeah. And that was a lot of money back in 1991.
Yeah. There were stores, Sam Goody, Blockbuster, Tower Records, or all these stores where you just go in and you see the aisles full of usually young people looking at the latest shit that was out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was talking to my son about the difference in the world now and how everybody in the younger generations, like a lot of the young millennials and the Zoomers and all that, they've had the internet as part of their reality their whole life. And they do everything on the internet. It's how they talk and they meet up and they DoorDash food and they have an account on LinkedIn and they have an account on Goodreads. And they have an account on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're like, don't you get tired of it? Don't you want to be in the real world sometimes? Because we didn't grow up with it, right? I didn't have an iPhone until 2010 or something. I do think it would be weird to be born into this. And then just that's all you do all day. All of your life is dependent on the internet connection and social media. I think I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. So
no, anybody born probably you go to like the I'd say late 90s. Say anybody born after 1996, 1997. By the time you're old enough to start realizing shit and like using TVs or computers, that's all you know. Some form of a cell phone, a computer that was like in your house, laptops. Like they grew up with that. But those of us born before, especially I was born in 80. You were born in 78.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a good portion of our child and adolescent and even a bit of adulthood.
Right. I did not get internet.
Took off.
I didn't get internet until I was like 22 years old. I moved from San Diego to Colorado to go to college. My wife and I, we were poor. I didn't have a job for the first week I was there. I had lined up the job before I got there, but I wasn't going to start for like a week. We had no money, no nothing. And we're sitting around the house in the middle of winter in Colorado with nothing to do. I guess it was late fall, but it was cold, nothing to do, nowhere to go, didn't know anyone. And I had a little disc that came with a magazine of free 1,200 hours of America Online. And it was like $9 a month commitment. And we were so poor and broke back then. We're like, should we do it? Should we do it? And we signed up, loaded it in the computer. It took a while to figure it out. I didn't know computers back then. And that's when she and I went online. So I was 21 or 22 and she was 23 or 24. And so most of our lives, of all the formative years where you learn to think and your worldview and all that, no internet was not part of our reality at all.
At all.
Believe it or not, guys, you would sit on the toilet and not scroll Twitter in the old days. You would read a shampoo bottle or a magazine.
Yeah. Or
you just stare at the wall. You just stare at the wall.
Or you fucking read one of those joke books. Or I listen to my Walkman sometimes. Sometimes you just stare out the window. We had a lot of property, so there were like trees and shit in the backyard, birds. You just get lost in thought. But yeah, there was nothing to have your attention all the time.
Right. And you would eat a meal. This is a crazy one for you youngins. You'd eat a meal with another person and you'd talk to them. Yeah. You wouldn't both be holding your phone and then with the spoon with the soup and then looking at them. You wouldn't do
it. It didn't exist. And you had to, and the malls would be packed. Malls was social places were packed because that's where you went to socialize, not in the palm of your hand. You had to go out and the malls were it. In the holidays, you'll see in this movie, when he's in the store and stuff shopping, it is packed because
it was insane.
That's where you went with the family, like to go to the mall. That was an event, especially when you're of a certain age and you cared about what people thought. And, you fucking junior high, high school. Yeah, the mall was
nuts. It was completely nuts. You couldn't find a parking spot. Every store, every register, everything.
Oh man!
Now you don't see anyone because everyone orders everything on Amazon. I'm guilty of it too. I just order gifts off Amazon.
My street is full of Amazon because my son and I we play football out in the street or play catch, you know, or whatever out in the street every day, and the street is just a buzz with fucking Amazon trucks, and they all look Amazon, FedEx, man, not so much UPS. You still got the old school like bread truck, UPS trucks, but all the Amazon trucks, they all have like the circle lights, and they look like robots drive them, and they're electric and shit like that. It's very futuristic, you know, all those Amazon vans and shit. But yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird to look back at these movies, and it was just a different time. And yes, it's 30 years, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels much closer, you know. It feels much closer in time.
I was his age. I was well, this is what, 92?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the same age as Macaulay Culkin. Maybe he's a little bit.
You were also in a series of movies about being abandoned on vacation, right?
Yeah, but they didn't get as much traction.
It was that thing though where they kind of pandered to the black community, and they're like, "It's Homeboy Alone," and it was like,
yeah. No, it was Homie Alone. Like,
guys, this is kind of racist. I know it's unintentional, but it just kind of is.
But how much are you paying me? All right.
Yo, man, where the fuck is Kevin?
Where my motherfucking Christmas gifts, bitch? Oh, you're gonna break into this motherfucker? Let's go.
When they started to put black people on TV and movies more and more in the 80s and 90s, sometimes even as a kid, I'm like, oh God, that's actually kind of racist. And I know they don't mean it that way. But yeah, that's something.
It's like it's getting hot in here. Woof. That's just me. Yeah, man, it's bad. But you know what? I remember watching a movie a long time ago, came out in the late 80s, called Hollywood Shuffle. And Macaulay Culkin's actually a couple months older than me. We're born in the same year. So I was his age when this came out. But this movie called Hollywood Shuffle, and it's about the kind of the blaxploitation stereotypical roles like we're just talking about. Yeah. Say, man, you know, all that shit. And it's always you're a pimp, a drug dealer, or whatever. Right. And so it's about that whole selling out thing, like I was just talking about. But Hollywood Shuffle is another classic fucking movie. But even when I watched it as a kid, I remember thinking, well, you took the role, right. So you can't really. This isn't volunteer. You took the money, you auditioned, you took the cash, so you can't turn around and complain about how you're portrayed if the people of your group are taking the role to be portrayed that way. All I mean, yeah, on one hand, it's kind of fucked up, but who's playing the role? It's not, nobody's in blackface. Can't do that.
With the tap shoes and everything.
Yeah, so they were very Al Jolson. But
I watched a Christmas movie with my mom like 2 years ago, and I'd never seen it. It's from like the 40s. I think it's called Holiday Inn with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, like those classic Hollywood people. They do 2 blackface numbers in that movie.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And you know me, and you know neither of us are woke. We're not social justice. We're not victims of it's racist. I saw that. I'm like, they thought this was okay, huh? Not right.
That's how it was.
I guess, dude.
That was par for the course.
Yeah. It's like this is like some Justin Trudeau shit, man.
Justin Trudeau, he's like, wait, rewind that. But some would argue that it was almost like they do with the Indians, you know, the Redskins or the Cleveland Indians or the Braves. It was almost an homage to Black people to paint themselves like that. Because you go back a long time ago, before they had women playing or being able to act and stuff.
Right. They would have men act as the women.
They would have to do it.
Greek plays, and I think the Japanese kabuki sometimes was. And the blackface in Holiday Inn did not seem like hatred. It seemed fucking tone deaf.
But it was like, that's how it was.
What are you doing? There's real Black people. You don't need to pretend to be one. Like, what are you doing?
But back then, were there enough who wanted to act? That's another thing. When people say, you know, you could have just used this person, or you could just put, you know, Black people here and just put them there. Or how come there aren't enough Black radiologists? Well, are there enough Black people who want to be? Right. Are there hordes of Black people outside of the radiology school and they're just like, get out of here, go get it? Or are there not enough Black people who want to do that?
Right. And at that time, what was the Black population in this country? Right, it's It's about 13, 14 now. It was probably 10 or less back then. And
yeah, we
how many
barely.
how many of them were actors and
Yeah,
theater
exactly.
performers?
We start parsing the numbers, then it probably weren't a lot. But also in 1939, or when did Gone with the Wind come out? 39.
Right? Yeah. I
You
think
had
so. Yeah.
the or Hattie, was her name Hattie Mae
She
something?
won the
She
Oscar,
won a
right?
fucking Oscar. And
Right.
then when she goes up there to get the Oscar, she was so classy and professional. Put some black actress up there now to get an Oscar. Oh, this is for my people and white people and just systemic racism, or they're fucking twerking. This is 1939, the height of racism, quote unquote, in America. And she's up there dressed to the nines, classy as fuck. So I don't want to. This is a decline. What we see today is a decline. Back then was the pinnacle for black people in America. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, there she is, Hattie McDaniel. Yeah,
won an Oscar in 1939. That was supposed to be the dark ages for black people in this country.
Right.
Not if you look inside the numbers, it doesn't.
Right.
Son,
Diesel
bitch.
says, I swear it always looks like Jericho. I think that's supposed to be Jericho. Is holding an old school plastic bomb.
A microphone. You fucking
stoner. You hear Jericho
a
like
microphone. Yeah, the water bong fucking sound. It's not like I've never hit a bong before, but this I assure you.
You remember we'll get to the movie, but you remember Cypress Hill had that album in 94 and it was all about weed?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hits from the bong.
Yeah. They had that song on the Friday soundtrack. It's Friday morning. Where the weed at? Gonna dig into my pocket for the fat weed sack. Yeah, it was fucking.
Yeah,
it's all where they're all about. I was in sophomore high school when that came out. That's all we would quote is Friday quotes for days. But yeah, I met B-Roll from Cypress Hill before.
Oh, did you? When you worked at the radio station?
Mm-hmm. Cool guy.
All right. Was he real?
Hell, he was being real. Yes,
he was being real.
Yeah.
He was Diesel says he's having illusions. I think Diesel may have eaten one of those wacky brownies before.
I think that's from. Isn't that from one of the Cypress Hill songs? Because that album, man, that's what blew him up. I think it was '92. Can't remember the name of it, but it had that real haunted house on the hill or some shit on the cover.
Right.
But that's what. Insane in the membrane.
That was the big song, right?
Insane in the brain. Going insane, got no brain. Yeah.
What a bizarre song,
dude. I know, but it worked.
Who you trying to get with? Ese?
Don't you know I'm loco? Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that was funny. Well, speaking of people that are trying to get loco, is it Harry and Marv? Is that the bad guys? The wet bandits?
That's right, Harry and Marv. And you see when they find him in New York City, he reaches for him and you see that M burned into the palm of his hand from the first one. And how bad would that hurt?
Right. Jeez. He's like Coates or whatever his name is from Indiana Jones. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Nazi dude who grabbed that fucking medallion.
It's going to make you talk. Like, why is this guy a pervert?
Yeah. Hey, can we make a person out of the word creep? Yes, we can. Here we go. Like, ooh, you guys really did good on that one because this guy looks and sounds fucking weird.
Why are you panting, brother?
Yeah, what the fuck? Get it together, man.
I'm just so excited about everything.
Ew, that dude's gross.
He just beads of sweat on this guy. He's wearing all this leather, so it just stinks, and he's steaming inside of the jacket.
That guy's definitely clammy. Like your feet when you're in the water too long. That's what that guy's skin looks like. But yeah, this there was a guy, I think it's GQ magazine, who has a series, which is weird. But they have actual professionals critiquing top 10 whatever movies. They'll have a special forces sniper critiquing top 10 sniper scenes or whatever. And so they had an ER trauma doctor assessing like the top 10 like injury movies or whatever. And so of course Home Alone 1 and 2 were two of the movies.
Right.
And so he's going through, okay, like in this one where he throws, I think it's 4 or 5 bricks
right
from like
into
5
dude's head.
right into Harry's forehead. Right
I
in the
say
same
I say the
spot.
first one kills him for sure. The first one.
Well, I think the first one I think is going to give him a lot of brain swelling. He's not going to be the same when he wakes up. He'll wake up maybe after a couple months, but he's going to be a complete just fucking invalid, vegetable, assisted living. Just
He'll be like, I was gonna rob the house.
Yeah,
Not no more.
He's just going to be fucking atrophied. Very Stephen Hawking. But dude, the second one, yeah, it's all right. But you're fucking.
I got the craziest theory about Stephen Hawking that someone told me, and I believe it. And this is tinfoil hat. He had that horrible disease, that affliction. He couldn't talk or move or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then he had that robo voice, right?
Yeah.
None of that was real. All of that robo voice was uniparty, globalist government propaganda, and he was a vegetable. He didn't know what they were making him say. The books he wrote and the speeches he gave once he was Robo Hawkins was all agenda, that there's no God and the universe this and the universe. It was all, he was just a puppet for them, just in that chair. Someone told me that. I'm like, holy shit. I don't know if I believe it, but that's amazing. I don't know. I thought it was awesome when I heard that. I think I froze Jericho with my theory. Or I'm frozen. Hey guys, if you can hear me, could you put a 1 in the chat? Okay, so Carrie, you can hear me. So it's Jericho we lost? Okay, so. Oh, okay, it's Jericho. Well, okay, that's all right. I'll get started on this, and Jericho, he'll jump back in. He's got to call up his ISP and pay his internet bill, Jericho. But yeah, someone told me that about Stephen Hawking, that none of that speech was real at the end there when he was Robo Voice, and it was all propaganda. And I love stories like that. No disrespect to Stephen Hawking, but I do love a good conspiracy. I'm not a flat earther, but I do follow flat earth accounts on Twitter because I love how angry the pro and con people get at each other. And all of them are stupid. I obviously believe the earth is a globe. I really do believe that. But I do love how neither of them can support their arguments correctly scientifically. That is hilarious to me. So I do, for fun, follow some flat earth accounts because they're cuckoo. They're very cuckoo. Anyway, Double Impact, Home Alone 2. This is a great movie. I think I've only actually seen it once before. I saw the first one multiple times, but I guess I never got around to watching this one again after the 90s. And it stands up just as good as the original. They do a great thing here because, it was a hit movie. For those of you that weren't around at the time, the first movie, Home Alone, was an absolute financial runaway success. It was in theaters for so long. People loved it. And it's a great movie. So they had to make another one quickly. I think the first one came out in 90, and then this one came out in 92. So, in movie terms and in timeline for making a movie, that's fast to turn it around for just 2 Christmases later. But they invert the story. So the first one, they go to Paris, and he gets left behind because the people sleep in, and they're rushing out to the shuttle van that's taking him to the airport. And he gets left home, and he fights off the wet bandits, right? Joe Pesci and the other guy are trying to rob the house. Well, they couldn't just leave him home alone again. That'd be ridiculous, right? So he ends up going to the airport and then getting mixed up at the airport, and he gets on the wrong flight, and he goes to New York. And I think that's a fantastic way to do it. Instead of him getting stuck at home, he gets stuck in a city. That's awesome. But he has his dad's credit card and his dad's money and all that. So it starts off. I'm gonna give me 1 second. I'm gonna text you. Oh, Jericho's texting me. Hold on 1 second. Your device ran into a problem and needs to restart. We're just collecting some error info and then we'll restart for you. 0% complete. I just wrote back to him. LOL. Well, I'm gonna do speech to text to Jericho. If it doesn't let you back on soon, you could always try and join in on your iPhone by clicking on the same link and see if that works. So we're gonna be missing Jericho for a little bit, guys. All right, sorry, just sending this message. Sorry. I like doing voice to text. It used to annoy me, but I like it now. So yeah, Jericho's phone pooped its pants. phone. The computer pooped its pants. So anyway, they're at home. It's the night before they're all supposed to wake up, and they're all going to go to Florida. They're going to go on a family Christmas vacation to Florida. And, Macaulay Culkin has got this little recorder device that you can click the button and you record any noise you're hearing or any people talking and then play it back. So, of course, that's going to come into play later in the movie. And they go to a school Christmas performance that night. And, let's see. Oh, my God, my speech-to-text was writing everything I was saying down just now. That's hilarious. Hold on. Sorry, my cell phone is wanted to send all of that to Jericho. Let's see. Yeah, okay, hold on a second, Diesel. Let me see. Invite. I'll copy the link. And, yeah, you can come on for a minute. That's fine. I'll trust you to come on. I'm going to your Instagram, Diesel. And I'm going to drop a link. And I'm going to... Yeah, okay. There, I sent you a link on Instagram, Mr. D. So let's see if you can hop in. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. We could have someone from the crowd come in, but Jericho will be back. His computer seems to be fried, but he'll be back. So anyway, he's at the school play, and you remember Buzz, the mean cousin that's always messing with him, picking on him. He starts putting candles behind Kevin's ears while Kevin is doing his solo in the song and humiliates Kevin. Everyone starts laughing at Kevin, and Kevin shoves him, and all the kids in the crowd fall, and it's a disaster. And the school musical gets ruined. And it's real bad. And, they go home, and they have this weird family thing where they're all just kind of in the living room. And Buzz is like, oh, I just want to apologize. And it's the most insincere, manipulative thing. And he apologizes, and Kevin does again what he did in the first movie. He's like, no, I'm not apologizing. Screw you guys. Buzz is a liar. Buzz always gets away with everything. He humiliated me in front of the school and blah, blah, blah. And he has a rotten attitude about it. So he goes back up to the attic, like the first movie, where he's got to sleep with that cousin of his that always pees his pants, the little kid. And in real life, that cousin is his real life brother. I forget his name, but he has another interesting name. Like there's Macaulay. Is that Irish, right? And then the brother in real life has a very strange name too. So we get the same sort of setup again. You know what I mean? And we find out another thing is that the Wet Bandits escape during a prison riot. So Marv and Harry, they're out again. The bad guys from the first movie. So, right. And Buzz, when Buzz is like arguing with Kevin, he has a bizarre insult. He's beat that, you little trout sniffer. What a bizarre. I don't even know how that's an insult. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But it ain't good. The guy's a real creep. So we get the same setup as last time. So the movie's kind of following the same thing. So it's got me wondering the first time I'm saying like, oh, is this just going to be a clone of the last one? Like he's going to get left home alone? Like how would his parents do that? It's impossible. So their clock doesn't go off. They run down. They're going to jump in the shuttle. And they're counting all the plane tickets to go to Florida, blah, blah, blah. And they have an extra one. It's like, where's Kevin? And it's a great fake out. Oh, here we go. Jericho Green.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Are you on your phone now?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. So your computer got fried. I sent Diesel a link. He said he wanted to come in if you weren't coming back. So I'll let him in for a little bit and then we'll bid him adieu. You know what I mean? But, he could just come in and say hi. That'd be fun to have someone on. But I don't even know if that'll work. He volunteered. He said, oh, hey, I'll come in. So I'm at the part where they're in the van. They're counting all the plane tickets. And then you think it's going to be the same thing. That Kevin got forgotten again. And it's a great, he turns around from the front seat. Because they show the camera from the back looking out the front window of the van. And you think, oh my God, they left Kevin again. This is just a repeat of the first one. And then he turns his head. He's like, I'm right here. And he
he's in the front seat. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think it's pretty brilliant the way that Kevin gets abandoned. He stops to do something. They're all running through the airport because they're rushing, and he stops. I don't know, tie a shoe or pick something up or do something.
Putting batteries in his fucking little recorder.
Oh, that's it. And also, he gets a hold of his dad's man purse, like his dad's bag, which is filled with thousands of dollars of cash and a huge credit card.
The fuck, dude? You don't have a wallet or put that shit in your coat pocket on the inside? Like, what are you doing? Right. Yeah, he takes his dad's Merce
and fucking Kevin's set.
Dude, I remember, this reminds me, I was flying to Hawaii, and we were going with a bunch of people. My son's high school football team, his senior year, their opening game of the season at the end of August was in Honolulu, Hawaii from San Diego. So my son went to a nice school, and some of the parents there were very wealthy, like extremely wealthy. And I remember one of the moms was at the gate getting her ID out, and I was next in line. And I just happened to look over, and she had this woman's Louis Vuitton wallet. And I just happened to look, it's 5:30 in the morning. I just happened to look. She had like a centimeter of $100 bills. Yeah. Oh, what is this? Hold on. We're going to pause the movie for just 5 minutes, and we're going to say what's up to a great fan, a great person in the chat. He's been here forever. And then we'll send him on his way, wish him a good night. But I said I'd let him in, so we'll let him in. Diesel, are you there? We can't really see you.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in my car, though, driving.
Oh, you're driving. Watch the road. Please.
Hey, what I tell you about calling me a fan? I got your fan hanging.
What are we supposed to call you?
I'm just playing.
Followers? That sounds worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see it. I'm actually on the freeway right now, so if you...
Okay. All right. So where are you headed? We're going to do a little 2-minute interview of Diesel. You got a question for him, Jerk? I want to know.
I got my exit's about 2 miles from here. Just headed home.
Oh, you're not headed to the dog track or anything like that?
What?
You're not headed to the dog track to go bet your paycheck on some dogs or anything?
No, that was when I lived in Australia, man.
Crikey.
Crikey, mate.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that pigger.
Well, let me ask you this, Diesel. I'll let you go next, Jericho, but let me ask you this. You've been not a fan, a friend of the show. There you go. A friend of the show for a couple years now.
Yeah.
We talk on Instagram and stuff like that. And what are your favorite moments on here? Do you like the Hulk Hogan impersonations? Do you like the movie stuff? Like, what do you really like? What do you get out of this other than just goofing off?
Well, first of all, you guys are my age. Jericho's my age. You're close to my age, so everything we do and everything you guys do, I relate to. So
okay,
come from the same time period. We're Californians, so everything that's what drew me to Jericho. So long story short, my dad introduced me to Jericho 5 years ago, and I'm so glad he did, man.
Okay, all right.
And ever since then, I love Jericho, and I don't watch and support a lot of people on YouTube. I don't have a lot of time for it, but you guys are at the top of my list. When you guys are on, I make exceptions. So
wow, thank you.
I'm not one of those like on YouTube all day, following all these people, subscribe to all these people, none of that crap. I'm just
okay.
I take liking to a couple people, and that's it. And you guys are it. So
wow.
That's
cool,
why I
man.
want to meet up
Appreciate
with you guys in person, and I will one of these times, man. If it didn't happen the last couple times, it kind of sucks, man. But
well, I go to Vegas all the time. I was there a week ago. My daughter's doing Jimmy Kimmel's Club multiple times now. She's going to go back.
Yeah, that is huge, bro.
And then on
massive.
On New Year's, she's opening for Steve Byrne. Everyone knows Steve Byrne. He's great. She's going to open for him.
That is so clutch right there.
And
that's awesome.
Thank you. I'm very proud of her. And I got something else about her roast battle stuff. She's won so many in Hollywood and San Diego. I can't announce it yet, but once I can announce it, you guys are going to be blown away with what's going on with her and the roast battle stuff. So yeah, very proud of her. I'm in Vegas all the time. I drive. Now I always accuse you of living in San Bernardino, but you live in Marietta.
Yeah,
I don't know why I always say San Bernardino.
I'm in Menifee.
Oh, Menifee. Okay, Menifee,
Marietta, Menifee.
Yeah,
right past Temecula.
I don't know what the fuck any of that means.
It's an hour. It's
all LA. It's an hour. You guys just live in LA, right?
No, it's east. It's
Riverside County. I'm in Riverside County, and he's in San Diego County.
Yeah.
But I used to live in PB in San Diego because I work in San Diego. But that's all about to change because I just got a contract for Riverside County, so it's which is good. I don't have to drive to San Diego every day anymore.
Right. No, PB, I could be in PB in 5 minutes from where
I know, man.
PB,
I should have never let my place go in PB, man. I miss it.
For those of you out there, you don't know PB because you don't know San Diego. It's college party central. The college is not there, The University of California, San Diego is up the hill about 4 miles to the north in La Jolla, but that's all the college people party on Garnett Street in PB. So everything on Garnett Street is bar, tattoo shop, sushi, yoga, bar, tattoo shop, sushi, yoga, over like every business over and over and over and over.
Yeah, a CVS for all the Plan Bs and stuff.
Right. Yeah, they actually changed the name to BVS. It was Plan BVS is what they changed it to. So.
What? Like you're joking.
That joke landed like
okay. I get it.
That was no good. Hey, listen, I'm a dad. Sometimes it's a dad joke, you know.
Sometimes, man.
Sometimes you got one. Sometimes you go up and you miss the dunk.
It bounces off the rim. I was like, what the fuck? It happens to the best of us, man.
Yeah.
So you're driving down the 415 or whatever you guys call it down there?
No, I just got off the freeway. Off the 215.
Sure. What do you
know
buy?
what that is, Gabe?
Yeah. Are you by like Devore or San Bernardino or what part of the 215?
No, actually, I am in Paris now.
Oh,
Paris,
sure.
California.
Okay.
I'm right by March Air Force Base. Air Reserve Base. It's literally right next to me on the left, right here.
Okay. Have you been to the museum there, the Air Museum?
Yeah, man.
I wanted to go
I love it.
That forever because I've been to the John Wayne one. I've been to the one downtown San Diego at the Balboa Park, and the John Wayne Airport has a great museum too. So
they just remodeled the museum there. They put a whole Vietnam scene, like how the booby traps and all that stuff. They just redid it.
Okay,
pretty cool.
Want to check?
Didn't they want to change the name of the John Wayne Airport a few years ago?
Probably to some.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
They found an interview where he said something fucked up, or the truth probably. But I heard they wanted to change the name of the airport. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! You can't change the Duke's fucking airport, assholes.
It's getting out of hand, man.
Oh, way out of hand. But we're gonna bring it back. We're doing our part to bring it back, and it's changing step by step.
We've the channel has been through some changes and some different formats and time slots in 2024, but I think we finally settled on something after a year of me making decisions that let's try this, let's try that. And it was mostly with me starting my new business, Big Man Comics, and really focusing full time on that and feeling my way to that. And great news today. I got some good people under contract now to color, people to draw. I'm drawing stuff. It's going to be awesome. So 2024 has been awesome for me. I think it's been awesome for Jericho. It's been good for you, Diesel?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Next year's going to be better, though, because just get more contracts, and I'm going to be working closer to home. So that's going to save a lot of money on gas, for one thing.
And we're going to need it. We got another 47 cents coming in January.
Yeah. And I think Trump's economy and stuff is going to raise all boats, right? So I think we're all going to, everyone's going to do better, some people a little, some people a lot.
He's coming in day one with a stack of executive orders, I'm sure.
Right.
Stuff's going to start happening overnight, hopefully.
Let's hope so, especially living by the border like I do and all that.
Yep. You guys are right there.
I'll let you go on this. I don't know if you saw Diesel. We'll let you go after this. The San Diego board of directors, it's got 3 liberal women on it and then 2 conservative men. They voted San Diego's a super sanctuary and that the authorities, the police may not help ICE. If the police arrest an illegal and blah, 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 they're not allowed to help ICE or tell ICE. Our sheriff, who, by the way, is a woman, is based as hell, giving out concealed carry permits legally, like a lot more than the previous sheriff. She put out her own statement saying, I'm an independent elected official. I don't have to listen to the San Diego City Council. I am in charge of all the jails or prisons or whatever, and I will be working with ICE and blah, blah, blah. Told them to go fuck themselves in a public statement. So I was like, nice, because they just voted themselves.
We need more of that, man.
Yeah, so I love it that we had a woman sheriff in San Diego just tell the libs to go fuck off. It was awesome. So
good.
Yeah, good.
There's going to be a lot of that too. It starts at the top. There's going to be a lot of that coming up, and I can't wait till they're all fucking crying. And I would love to see some of these mayors that are talking all this shit, like the mayor of Denver and all this stuff. I'm not going to this and I'm not going to do that. I'd love to see them cuffed and stuffed.
Cuffed and
so
crying,
nice.
crying those white dudes for Harris tears. You know, I want them to ugly cry like like the shit.
Like blubbering. They'll be fucking blubbering. But then they'll get there and be like, oh, wait a minute, there's a bunch of dudes here. All right, never mind. Let's do this.
Yeah, his demeanor is going to change real quick when it actually goes into effect. He's going to find himself faced with having to go to jail or having to comply. He's going to have no choice, man. They're going to overrule him.
He's gonna fafo. Diesel, I'm gonna let you go right now, but I want you to tell this new guy here, Bronson Wright Wolf. I found and subscribed to your channel, me, Gabe. I saw your channel pop up in my newsfeed, so I thought I would check the channel out and subscribe to it. Well, thank you, Bronson. We're honored to have you here. Please stick around. We do a lot of improv comedy and talk about 80s and 90s, mostly action movies. It's Christmas, so we're doing Home Alone 2. But Diesel, you've been here for years. Tell Bronson, is this the right choice? Should he be subscribed? Hit the like and tell his friends to subscribe.
Yeah, 100%, man. You got to subscribe and check it out weekly because these guys, they'll make you laugh and they'll keep you interested for one thing, especially if something like this is something that you are interested in. And I'm guessing that Bronson is probably not a child, so... I think most of the people that are subscribed and that come in here are in the range of, I don't know, what do you think, 25, 30 and up?
YouTube tells me when I look at my analytics, my major subscribers are 35 to 55. The vast majority of them are about my age, being 46 myself. So, okay, it was a delight. Thank you, Bronson. Tell all your friends. And Diesel, thank you for coming on. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I'll let you guys get cracking on it.
Thanks, man. Hey, tell your dad.
I'll be in here.
Tell your dad what's up, and thanks for spreading the word.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure, Jericho. And long story short, my dad is an Army veteran, so when you said you're a Navy veteran, he immediately, was attached to you, and then he's a conservative.
Awesome.
That's good.
That's awesome.
It's a fraternity. Not a lot of people are in it, and tell him thank you for his service as well, man. Nice talking to you.
All right, Diesel. Have a good night.
Views are the same too, so we appreciate it, man. All these years of speaking your mind, bro, and not being afraid to do so.
Damn right.
Not at all. Not at all.
Mad respect for it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right. Jericho, would you wing it from here for 1 minute? I'm going to go refill my agua and I shall return.
Well, can you change to the next picture real quick?
Okay, hold on. Dude, when I removed Diesel from the screen where we are, I almost clicked ban from studio. I almost. How far do you want me to go here?
Just one more. All right, cool. Yeah, right there.
Okay, I'll be back in 1 minute. I just need some more water.
So you saw the picture before. It was Kevin's dad wearing that 90s full-length beige, like peacoat cotton material, very 90s fashion. His dad's wearing one and he's running behind him. And then some other guy wearing the same jacket. When Kevin looks down, that guy, classic movie shit. That guy starts running in front of Kevin. So Kevin thinks that's my dad. So he starts following the wrong guy. But and you can't help it. My wife and I were watching this last night. And as parents, there's no fucking way you're going to be running through the airport late. Holidays, the airport was packed with people. Packed. I've never been in an airport for the holidays, so I don't know, but I'm sure that's pretty true. And the airport's fucking packed with thousands of people. This little boy's running behind, Dad, wait, Dad. And he ends up, there's a scene where there's a split, there's a Y, and Kevin's dad goes to the right, and this other guy who he thinks his dad goes to the left. Kevin follows the guy to the left. And so he's not paying attention. Boom, he bumps into the stewardess. And this was back when you had, like a fucking, like a cue card, that real thick paper, like that was your boarding pass. And so he bumps into her. Boarding passes go everywhere. Everything. The flight attendant comes out. Hey, we gotta go. We gotta go. Do you have your boarding pass? Yeah, it's in here somewhere. I'm sorry. It's all right, kid. Get on. It's okay. Just make sure you sit him down with his parents. Blah blah blah. So they don't see
Can
his
you
ticket.
imagine?
That said,
Because this is a pre 9/11 world that you just like, yeah, I have a ticket. My family's on there. Like, all
yeah,
right, go for it.
it's here somewhere. Yeah, get out of here, kid. Like it's a movie theater or something. Go ahead.
Right.
So, so they don't see his ticket, which says he's going to Florida, but that plane is going to New York. So that's how he ends up on the wrong plane, separated from his family. But I was just telling him, as parents, there's no way you're going to be running through that airport with your smallest child behind you. Like dad's going to be the very last one bringing up the rear to make sure nobody's left behind, especially with, fucking 6 or 8 kids, whatever they got.
Right.
With them. And then once they're on the plane, they don't make sure that the kids are settled. They're not arguing and, everybody's buckled up. We got everybody. They're just like, oh, and when they get on the plane, when his parents get on the plane, the mom's like, oh, wait, we got to wait for Kevin. And the stewardess or the flight attendant goes, stewardess, fuck, that's what I'm saying. The stewardess goes, oh, we'll find him and get him on the plane. Don't worry about it. They're like, oh, okay. And so they get on the plane, just leaving these fucking stewardesses.
I just went to Paris without him last year. She's so nonchalant.
Yeah, last year. This is the 1-year anniversary of them leaving their fucking child at home. And they're just like, oh, the stewardess, you'll get it? All right, cool. Let's go. And so they go. They get to Florida, and the classic, they're passing something down the line. Here, give this to Kevin. Give this to Kevin.
It's his bag.
They're passing it down.
Like the bag checkout or the bag carousel.
Yeah, the carousel. And they get the bag, and it says K. McAllister on it. It's his bag. Pass this to Kevin. Everybody says that down the line. The actual youngest one right by him, the little cousin that pees in the bed, he goes, here, Kevin. And he looks. Kevin's not there. Huh. Then he goes back. Kevin's not here. Then he goes back up the line. Kevin's not here. Kevin's not here. And it gets to the mom. And she's like, Kevin's not here. And then realizes what she just said. And she's like, Kevin. Boom. Passes out. Because they fucking left
kid in the 90s, when the first movie, especially, but this one too, this was always in the commercial. That Kevin, the part. I was talking to my wife. When you go a little older, sometimes I don't know why you get confused on things from a long time ago, whatever. And my wife literally at dinner, she goes, Jason. And I'm like, it's Kevin. It's not Jason.
Yeah, it's
not to be fair, she's only seen this movie once. So.
If you're listening, it's Kevin. But that's you're right. This is the classic, and the second one, it was already familiar from the first one, so everyone's like, "Oh shit, it's back. Let's do it!" And everybody's excited to see it, man. And it did not disappoint. And there's that classic New York City skyline. It's still weird every time to see a pre 9/11 movie in New York and see the World Trade Center still there. But you see all that, and it's I don't know what it is, but it's so weird. Like you almost want to tell the people in the movie, but those aren't there anymore. 9/11 happens, and those fucking 2 buildings are gone. And there's a scene. This is not only pre 9/11, but pre drones. So everything high up was a helicopter. So there's a scene where after he realizes he's in New York and he's by himself, he's like, this is awesome. So of course the montage of him going around the city and sightseeing and stuff, and he ends up on the last shot of that montage is him up on top of the World Trade Center, taking pictures.
Have you ever been there? Have you been to the top of like the World Trade Center, the Empire State Building, or any of that?
Empire State Building, I did.
Okay, I've never been to New York. I don't have any desire to go. Kind of a general curiosity, but like, I'll get there when I get there, maybe. So.
But it is cool because you especially not living there, you have that New York City. New York City is New York City.
I'm annoyed by New York, and I'll tell you why. When I started working for Warner Brothers, DC Comics, who I worked for almost 15 years, the main offices were 1700 Broadway, right there in New York. They're no longer there. It's all in California now. But we worked with so many people from New York, the editors and the people, and at the Comic-Con, they'd come from New York to San Diego or Chicago, whatever con we're at. And nothing against New Yorkers, but oh my God, you don't have to tell me you're from New York. You don't. I don't know why New Yorkers do this. I'm from New York.
Hey, yo, oh,
It
wait.
reminds me of like a vegan or an atheist. It's like, how do you know someone's
gross.
a vegan? That joke. How do you know someone's a vegan? Oh, don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah,
You know,
wait 2 minutes. I'll tell you.
Right. And I felt that way about the New Yorkers. Like, and then they're bullshit with, oh, the bagels are different because the water's it's like it's H2O. Knock it off.
Like, shit. Yeah,
We got a pizza place in Los Angeles. We fly our water in from the Hudson River. So first of all, you're fucking lying. You don't fly water across the country. That costs too much money. Second of all, if you do fly water across the country, you're an idiot. So
yeah, it's fucking LA or wherever the fuck you are. Tap water
it's
is going to be just fine. And I feel like if the person has the same person has the same recipe and cooking process, the bagel's going to taste the same whether it's East Coast or West Coast.
This water's different.
Oh, the fuck! It's the water. It's the fucking water. No, it's not. You fucking goomba. It's just tap water. New York had probably the worst fucking tap water. I just feel like there's a lot of rat piss in it.
You got 20 million people living on top of each other there. You tell me they got clean water anywhere?
No, it's rat piss. That's what makes their bagels taste good. It's a rat piss in the fucking water. It's disgusting. But this is a postcard. This is a love letter to the New York City skyline right here. And it's so weird, like I said, that he's on top of the World Trade Centers.
Yeah.
It's just strange. But yeah, so they're in Florida, so they go to the police station and they know that inevitably the cop's going to ask, has this happened before? And he does. And they're like, yeah, it happened last year. And he looks up at him like, what? Yeah, so we went to Paris and they explain it. And the cops are like, are you fucking crazy? You did this before you left the kid? And he's like, we'll do what we can. And then to see how they communicate, to see the scene in the hotel where he has his dad's credit card and they take it in the machine and they slide it back and forth and give you like the
carbon copy to keep it on.
Yeah. Like they had to take those at the end of the day and then call the credit card company and do all that confirmation and stuff. It wasn't just automatic. You tap it on the fucking register and then you look on your phone and it's already been deducted from your bank account. Like that shit was light years. If you told somebody in 1992 that they would be able, number one, to have a phone that they carry around. Number two, you could just take this phone and wave it over the cash register and it'll fucking take money out of my account.
I love the chip card. You set it on things. I love when I go downtown in a city and you don't need coins for the meter. You just stick your credit card. I won't use my bank card when I'm out. I use here's some financial, not advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I use my credit card to buy everything and then I pay it off every week. That's what I do to get the points and get the free shit. But also for security, because if there's like a skimmer at the gas pump or one of those things that steals all your things, on a credit card, you're more, it's more protected than your bank account or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So I always use the credit card when I'm out and then pay it off in a couple days or whatever like that. But I love the convenience of the chip. You put it on a parking meter. What a time to be alive. You put it in a fucking soda machine now. Amazing.
But amazing. At this time in 1992, that is a completely foreign, futuristic fucking robot concept. Like nobody has
Star Wars. Might as well be Star Wars.
Yeah, like people would fucking probably shun you or lock you up if you were talking about no. And then you just wave it over the machine. Then we all have phones in our pockets and social media. Like what the fuck?
Got your arms in one of those white jackets.
Yeah, take this dude away. So to see them sliding the machine over the card and fucking no cell phones and look at his computer. Look how fat that computer screen is.
But this scene sets up an important plot point. He asked the dad and the mom for the ID. The dad goes to reach for his wallet. He's like, oh shit, Kevin has my bag with my wallet and credit cards and blah, blah, blah. So that gives them a hint of, okay, we'll put out I don't know how they did it in the old days, but basically flag the credit card for activity. Now it works fast with the internet, but they'll flag it and then that's how they're going to help find out where Kevin is later.
But I was talking about this scene with my wife. How would they know that his credit card has been used until like at the hotel, they call the credit card company? Because is that machine connected to something, or you just making a copy?
Literally, it just makes carbon copies to file. That's not connected to anything.
So they don't know until the credit card company is notified,
Gotta be
right?
a few days, probably.
Yeah, because you're just making a copy of the card and the transaction, a receipt. It's not connected to the computer like you were saying. So
Yeah, who knows how
until
they
they
did the
know,
accounting? What if they did the accounting like once a week on those or something?
yeah, or yeah, they collect and get a bunch of them, and then make one big phone call or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it wouldn't be instantaneous. It would probably
Right.
take a while before they alert the credit card company that there was a purchase on it. Because again, this is well before shit was going like this. We're light years in the fucking future. This is what 30 years ago.
This is 1992. This movie.
So what 32 years ago?
Gonna be 33, right? 2025.
Oh yeah.
Well, I
That's
guess
true.
no. It's Christmas time of 92 to 94 is yeah. So,
But this is fucking old.
this is a
So
long time ago.
shit was a long time ago. But yeah, now they know. All right, cool. We'll be on the lookout for credit card activity. And then here's fucking Harry and Marv.
Yep, smelling up all the fish, hogging it for everyone else.
Yeah, and he tells me, he's like, "You smell that, Harry?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's fish." "No, you idiot, it's freedom." And he mumbles like, "Man, it smells like fish." Fucking idiots. And what good physical?
You're the one that likes seafood, man. I don't know how you do it. Oof.
But it's delicious. It's very easy to do because it tastes good. But the physical comedy with Harry is fucking top notch.
Yeah, he's great. So yeah, and then Kevin runs into this lady in the park.
Runs into Pierce Morgan.
She's the crazy, Pierce Morgan, the crazy homeless pigeon lady covered in pigeon shit and throws all kinds of corn to the pigeons. And
it's fucking disgusting. They're flying rats. Pigeons are fucking disgusting.
And she's filling the role of the creepy man who's always shoveling next door from the first movie. Remember? That's the same role. So,
yeah, I had to take him on the road.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's the heart of the first movie is the old man reconciling with his son and daughter and grandson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more of a tender moment than Kevin reuniting with his family. I think the old man is really, to me, the heart of that movie. So
yeah, imagine being estranged from your child and then to have them, come back and reunite. That's big. That's real big.
Heather, with not only the comment of the night, comment of the year. She's right. Seafood is gross.
Nah, you and Heather have something's wrong with the interior of your mouth because seafood is fucking delicious.
Literally nothing is wrong. It's actually
shrimp, fish.
You could name me your favorite seafood from the best Michelin star restaurant, and would you rather have the best, whatever your beef is, ribeye, filet, New York, whatever you like, A5 Wagyu from the Michelin star restaurant? Which would you rather eat, Jericho?
I mean, definitely the steak.
Take your time. Take your time to tell the truth.
The steak, but that's not saying, I'm not saying seafood is the greatest thing ever. I'm just saying it's great.
No.
But compared to a steak?
Seafood is great when you don't eat it. Then it's awesome.
No, it's fucking amazing when you eat it. You just haven't, I don't know what's wrong with maybe.
Oh, she's hitting you below the belt now, bottom.
Maybe you guys have a mental disability. But,
clear as a bell.
Seafood is fucking awesome.
You know what shrimp and crabs and lobster eat? The refuse on the bottom of the ocean. They're scavengers.
Okay.
Poop.
They taste delicious.
Look at Kara's a hippie now. Fish are friends, man.
No, man. I eat all of them. I want everything I eat to have a face and a family and a soul, and I want to fucking eat it. But
are you gonna eat them face first?
Yeah, I want them to scream ah! when I fucking eat them. But come on, a fried piece of cod and some French fries, some fish and chips. The only good British food. No, man, that's delicious.
Never. I found that British restaurant when Matthew Marsden was on the show. The Shakespeare Pub here in San Diego. When you're here, hopefully at Comic-Con or whatever, I want you to go. Because I've eaten like 4 or 5 things on the menu, and all of it was good. So I'm like, is British food horrible? Because I like what they have here. This is good.
Yeah, there's only like 4 things.
Every dish I had was the same thing. It was some type of beef with gravy, onions, and carrots and celery. Some type of potato, either scalloped or mashed with more gravy, and then like some peas on the side. It was very basic food. But meat and gravy and potatoes, you can't really go wrong, So I don't know.
But there's only 5 things they have.
Do you want the meat with potatoes and gravy, or do you want the gravy with potatoes and meat? Oh no. Did he freeze again? Oh, did we lose Jericho again? Right when my British joke was so good too. Oh well. Shepherd's pie is delicious.
Right here.
Oh, okay. You were frozen until just now. Well, what was it?
No, it's just like Americanized Mexican food. If you put the tortilla and if you make it in the shape of a bowl, it's this. If you shape it, it's that. Right. It's the same ingredients, just in a different form. And that's what British food is, but only with like 2 things.
Yeah, gravy. It's gravy beef with potatoes and peas. That's British food.
That's all. And you can put those in any combination you want, but that's all they fucking have.
That's delicious. That's delicious.
Yes.
Beef, gravy.
Yes, it is delicious, but there's only like 4 delicious things. Right. That's it. That's
true. And then
fucking
like
fish and chips.
Yeah.
Fish and chips, bangers and mash, shepherd's pie, and one more thing. That fucking weird bread.
Oh,
popover that they fucking
Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, Yorkshire pudding. That's it. You guys got 4 things, and everything else is fucking dog food. Look at their breakfast. What the fuck is that?
They're doing like grilled sliced mushrooms and sliced tomatoes.
Dude, tomatoes and beans? What the fuck? Is this a fucking internment camp?
Beans on toast.
What the fuck, dude? No way.
Hold on, Nicholas Hart. Nicholas, is that I don't want to make fun of your family, Nicholas. Is that a real last name, or are you being funny?
That either way, if that's your real last name, that's fucking awesome. I hope you live up to it. But beef Wellington,
dick. Beef Wellington is delish. My mom knows how to make that. It's delish. But again, beef Wellington is like gravy beef with the pastry outside.
Exactly. You just wrapped it in the Yorkshire pudding we talked about. Right. Same fucking thing.
But yeah, the Americanized Mexican food is all meat, tortilla, cheese, salsa, lettuce, sour cream. Like that's it. And then you just make 80 things from that combo. Oh, look at this. Nicholas says it's pronounced the dirty way. Real name. Bravo, my man.
Oh, nice.
I could just imagine the reaction. Nicholas Harddick.
Yeah. Prove that. Right. All the girls are like, prove that. Prove that. Here you go.
Some like bar skank that's like 6 Mike Hard's lemonades in. Prove that. Prove that. People get.
Is that your real name? Let me see your ID. Is that your real name?
I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I've said that many times. So I'm used to it now. But at first, because I did used to drink when I was in my 20s and 30s. Not a lot, occasionally. But to go hang out with people who get drunk and to be stone sober, man, that took getting used to. Because they're like repeating jokes and it's not funny. So they just say it louder and they think making it louder will make it funny. And like, it's a little weird. So
that's not how it works, people. That is not how it works.
Right.
Just because you say it louder.
Let's see. JG sent you an email with a new channel format idea. There you go.
Oh, I saw it. I haven't read it yet, but I did see the notification.
All right. I like that. That tells me Nicholas is a go-getter. I like that. He's reaching out. Okay, Kara is 1,000% right. British chocolate is superior to anything. Yes. 100%. Almost all American chocolate. Kit Kat, Snicker. Hate all of it. Because they don't use cream. They don't use cream. They use powdered milk, and it gives the sour flavor of, this is science. This cannot be denied. Butyric acid is the same flavor of bile, vomit, and skunk stink. It's one of the main, and that's what's in a Hershey's, a Snickers, because when you dry the milk, it slightly ferments, and some of the fat denatures into butyric. I looked this up because I wanted to know, why is Hershey's like burning and sour after I swallow it? But if I eat a Cadbury from England, creamy and sweet the whole way. That's what they used to call me in high school, creamy and sweet. But
hey-o.
But yeah, she's right. The British chocolate. The only American chocolate I find that's any good is See's Candy, because they use cream and not the powdered milk. So there you go.
Well, hopefully with RFK in there, we can get back to some fucking cream, huh?
That's right. Bronson Wright Wolf. I know you guys already know this, but Tim Curry, who's a great actor, and Catherine O'Hara are both in Home Alone 2. Catherine O'Hara was also in Beetlejuice. Could you guys imagine Tim Curry in Beetlejuice? That would be crazy. Michael Keaton was, insane Beetlejuice, but Tim Curry, he has that darkness to him when he wants it. I think he would fit in that Beetlejuice world. So
yeah, he was the original It, but I don't know if Tim Curry would be as funny because Michael Keaton was a comedic actor.
Right.
And Beetlejuice, that character, I'd like to know how much of that was improv. Because that was just the little things that he was doing and things that he was saying, like when he fucking like blew snot into his jacket and he's all saying that for later. Just the little fucking things he would say. I wonder how much of that was improv and how much of it was actually, part of the script. But I think Michael Keaton was perfect for that.
Tony C, one of the great ones around here, she says, is Aussie chocolate better than British? You tasted it, Gabe. What do you think? She kindly sent me, like 2-3 months ago, a box filled with chocolate and treats and crackers that were really good from Australia. I haven't touched the Vegemite yet. Maybe if we get the channel to 10, when we get the channel to 10,000, I'll eat the Vegemite on the air. We'll get it. You guys get people to sub. We only need like 500 something people. We'll be at 10,000 subs. I'll eat Vegemite on the air. A spoon. I'll eat 1 teaspoon of it on the air.
Oh, dude, you're gonna fucking puke. You better.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna be fine. If I can eat seafood, which I have, I can eat Vegemite. Tony C, I can't answer your question if Aussie's better than British because I thought it was the same. It's all Cadbury's, right? Or were all those? I thought that was all Cadbury's chocolate, and that's the British and the Aussie. So I don't know. I guess I could be wrong. But I love me a Cadbury's milk chocolate bar. Very good.
I feel like Australian chocolate's only made from like fucking kangaroo milk.
Right.
Rude.
You have to get in the pouch, right? Because that's where the kangaroos have those.
Yeah, they got little titties.
Hold on, because a kangaroo's not a mammal; it's a marsupial, right? Because they give birth to those like halfway done. It's like not quite done cooking. The baby kangaroo, it's all pink and almost skinless.
But they birth it.
They do birth it, but then it like lives in the pouch and suckles in there. I feel like,
but it's technically it gives birth to its young, so it's a mammal.
No, mammal means they have boobs and they have hair and they do have live young. You're right. Am I wrong about this? Is a kangaroo a mammal?
If it gives birth to its young,
maybe I'm totally wrong. No, kangaroos are marsupials from the family Macropodidae. That means giant foot, right? Because podiatrist. But they do have little nipples inside that pouch. I don't know.
Hey, nice
pouch. You tell me if you see anything.
All right, Crockett, look at the size of those teats on that kangaroo. The size of those teats.
some real knuckles on that kangaroo. Gabe, I'll let you know how you should eat it. Vegemite, I said Vegemite, is not meant to just eat by itself. No, don't you put it on a cracker or something? You put it on a cracker or bread?
It doesn't matter. That's like saying getting a scoop of cat shit. And if I eat it on the spoon, it's gross. But if I put it on a cracker, no, it's just fucking disgusting.
Maybe if I put it on seafood, if I put Vegemite on a prawn or something.
Yeah, it'll cancel it out and you'll think it tastes good. No, like
what is this? He says, what about cheese chocolate from Belgium? I don't know what that is, but that sounds amazing. There's a very, very, very wealthy neighborhood right by where I live. It's La Jolla, California. Oftentimes it is the richest zip code in America. That fluctuates, but there are literally multiple $20 million states there. It's right by here. And there was a chocolate shop there where they fly the chocolate in from either Belgium or France. And I took my wife there and we bought like 4 pieces of chocolate. And I think like 4 little bonbons, like little things. I think it was almost $20. That was some of the best chocolate I've ever had. Don't think I'll be buying it again anytime soon. But because I didn't know how much it would be. I knew it was going to be a little pricey, but holy cow, it was good. So.
Yeah, when you go to the master, you're going to have, an experience. It won't just be a food. It'll be an experience. But what about the Swiss?
Swiss chocolate is supposed to be good. Now, Swiss are the people, that guy Lindt, Lindt, that brand of chocolate. I believe he's the one who invented like the milk chocolate and the emulsification and all that stuff. I believe that's where that comes from. So as a Mexican myself, at least half Mexican. It gives me Native American heritage, right? Because they interbred with the Spaniards and the natives. I'm ashamed of my Mexican side of having chocolate for thousands of years, and they never put cream and sugar in it. They just drank it with hot water.
Oh, fuck that.
You people had the greatest food in the world, and you didn't figure it out. You just drank it like coffee. Ugh.
Yeah, but Mexican food is pretty damn good, so we'll let them pass on the chocolate.
Okay, but they didn't figure out to
Mexican
make
food is fucking
sweet
good.
chocolate. They just made coffee out of it, basically.
Yeah, they they can't all be home runs,
Right.
you know. But if we look at the wonderful culinary contributions of Mexico, we'll let the hot
Latinos
chocolate
in general. Just the
Yeah,
Latin women. You know?
we'll let the hot chocolate slide. That's cool.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool. You guys can have that. And if you want the best Mexican food, go to Northern California, not Southern California.
Oh, look at this. I'm being plied with treats by Kara. So we do have some good chocolate in the States, especially here in Michigan. Sanders chocolate is simply divine. Gabe, if I had a mailing address for you, I'd send you some pure Michigan goodies. I will accept that. I do have a P.O. box. Obviously, I'm not going to give out my home address. Nothing personal, but you wouldn't do it either, right?
Nope.
It would just be unwise. So, but you can hit me at my P.O. box. I'll put that on the screen. And it's also in the link in the description. Yeah.
I think if you're getting to what do you call artisan chocolate and like, you know, mom and pop level, like small businesses, yeah, I'm sure there's some great fucking chocolate in America. We got everything you need here. Yeah, I'm sure there's some great ones. There's this bakery near where I used to work at Trader Joe's called Parker Luceau, and man, the pastries they would have there and it was fucking.
Oh, we got a French bake. I mean, we got
amazing.
a couple here in town. We had this one bakery that, like, I think it was Variety Magazine or one of those big liberal rags did a whole YouTube video, like hour-long video about this baker we have over in like La Jolla, that super rich, the richest part of San Diego. And I had some of their pastries, and they're out of this world. Completely artisan, hipster, like liberal. That's what they're good at. Like, they shouldn't run government and military and masculine endeavors, but the liberals should write poems and make pastries and artisan coffee. They should do that.
Yeah,
they're very good at that. So,
they should be like the son of the king in Braveheart.
Right.
Like, it's, you know, very, you know, a lot of velvet and daddy, you know, let them do that kind of stuff.
Dadums.
Yeah.
Look at this. Buffalo, New York has a place amazing. I bet. Any private artisan thing. Look at this. My man, Nicholas Harddick. White chocolate is not good. Agree 1,000%. Because although it's sweet and creamy, the only thing I think when I eat white chocolate is, I wish this was just milk chocolate. Why are we doing this? Why did we take the best part out of the chocolate?
And Gabe, I think it's Hardick, not hard dick.
Oh, he said it was pronounced the dirty way. Was he joking?
I think Hardick, because there's only one D in there. It's not hard dick. It's Hardick.
He said it was pronounced the dirty way.
Let me know.
About Hardick.
Who's right? I think it's Hardick, not hard dick. Like, no one's last name is hard dick. That would be like a chick.
He literally said it's pronounced the dirty way.
But that would be like a girl. Our last name is soft tits.
Oh no, I stand corrected. Nicholas Harddick.
Yeah, not hard dick.
He said the dirty way. That's what he said.
I don't think there's a last name hard dick out there.
I thought it was the weirdest name I'd ever heard, but it's cool, you know.
My name is Nick Rock Hard Cock. I don't think so. I don't think that's a name. Rock Hard Penis is my last name.
I did not imagine that. He said it was pronounced the dirty way.
Last name's Veiny Shaft. Spelled the way it sounds.
People always try to like wiggle through it like they're playing Twister. People always try to say hard eek. They try to like just drop the D.
Just say it.
Yeah.
Hardick. But it's not hard dick.
Kara said she had a chaplain in the Navy with the last name Butts. The San Diego Chargers had a monster running back named Marion Butts. Back in the 90s. Marion Butts.
You know he could fight. You know that guy could fight.
Right. A boy named Sue. WeaponX says he knew a Harold the Dick in high school. What mean parents.
Harold Dick.
Harold Dick, it's good to see you again, my man.
Good to see you, old boy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Harry,
man.
how you been?
The little things in life, man.
Uh,
The little things. But yeah, it's hard dick,
uh,
not hard dick.
this woman
It
says
would be something.
Zipper Hoagie is her last name.
Zipper hoagie. I'm using that one. It's
Nicholas
funny.
Hardick says he met a United States Marine Corps major named Mufaka. It was Mufaka. Hey, where'd that motherfucker go?
That's a major. That's not a small time motherfucker. That's a major motherfucker
Oh,
right
he's
there.
a major motherfucker.
That'd be so cool if there was somebody in the military named Major Motherfucker.
That guy goes on solo missions and kills entire platoons.
What? Aren't you going to send him with a team? No, don't you know who that is?
Yeah.
No, kid, you know who that is? That's a
Uh.
Major Motherfucker right there.
Hey, you know what that is? You know what that is? Major motherfucker right there.
Yeah, and there's another guy who's a higher rank than him called General Motherfucker.
Right.
He's not too specific. He's more of a
Look at
general
this.
motherfucker.
Kara says she knew someone in the Civil Air Patrol who's major schmuck. All right, I need all of you guys to line up and stand at attention.
I'm so verklempt. Such a major
my
schmuck.
goodness. You guys look like shit today.
I knew, but I saw a pilot, and he had his those green flight suits, and his last name was War. Oh, that was pretty cool. But you got the right job.
Yeah.
You took your last name literally.
You gotta be careful naming your kids, because I feel like if you give someone a weird name or a bad name, it can like mess them up in life. The teacher's always going to be reading it like, blah, 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 blah. They're going to be mispronouncing it, misspelling it.
Constantly correcting people. No, it's pronounced this way. It's not A. Like, yeah, fuck all that. Just give them a regular fucking name.
Right.
Don't do that.
Major motherfucker and major schmuck. We got both.
Major motherfucker. That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Funny.
Anyway, so Kevin sees the creepy lady. He gets the hell away from her. She's got all opinions. Opinions? It's not pigeons.
No, yes, pigeons. Very good.
Yes. Captain Obvious really exists. I hope that's true.
Yeah, I bet they fucking hate it. Just like anybody who's named Michael Jordan. You know they fucking hate that.
God. What about if your name is Michael Jackson?
Oh, even worse. Even worse.
I remember seeing a news story back in the 90s of a white guy who lived in Chicago whose real name was Scott Pippen. And he could get into any restaurant he wanted when he would call to make a reservation. And then he's like, yeah, a table for two for Scott Pippen. And they're like, oh, like, you're not him.
Yeah, but too late, motherfucker. I made my reservation.
Right.
But give me my table.
Look at this. Johnny Truth has Pete Huang in his section. I went to college with a kid who was, I think, Korean, and his name, and it's a real Korean man's first name, was Dong.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, Dong.
In America, that means something different.
Yeah, that's, Kara says Lucker, but then it's corrected later, is my last name pronounced Luke with an R at the end, but everyone gets it wrong. My brother and I give it up. So it's Luker. It's Luker. So there you go. I changed my name, but didn't change it. So my last name is El Taib, but many Libyan names and other Arabic names, they are Al or El, and it's EL dash and then the name, or AL dash and the name. And having that dash in my name, people couldn't look my name up. They didn't put the L in. They just would look for TAB. They would always look for Taib all the time. So I legally changed it to just ELTAB and drop the hyphen, because it would just cause confusion at the bank and at the college. And I was like, okay, I got to put a stop to this. So I did not change the spelling of my name. I just took the dang hyphen out. So yeah,
something had to be done.
Right. So yeah, because it was just annoying. Like, we can't find your records, Mr. Taib. I'm like, it's El Taib.
Like, you fuck. Yeah, that would get pretty annoying.
Right. So He's wandering around town, and he's got to find a place to stay. He goes to the Plaza Hotel, which is the upper of the uppiest crust. This is fancy dancy. I imagine this place is thousands of dollars per night, wouldn't you? Like currently.
And he saw it on TV. It was like, guests of the so-and-so show stay at the Plaza Hotel. So that's how he knew. He recognized it from Central Park when he was running from the fucking pigeon lady. And then who's that beautiful son of a bitch right there?
Right. There he is, the 45th and 47th president of the United States.
And he was like our age now that we are in that picture.
Well, he's, what is he, 78 now?
Yeah.
78 minus 22? He's 56.
32.
So he's
32.
Holy shit. 78 minus 32, right. He's my age, 46. We're the same age. I'm 46. He's 46 there. Wow.
Yep. Trip. And they wanted to have this scene removed from the movie and shit.
I heard that it was removed on one of the channels.
Fucking assholes. It's part of the movie. It doesn't matter who he is. It's in the fucking movie. So leave it there.
True. I heard it on the internet. I heard it. I don't know if it's true.
So fucking ridiculous. You know there's some fools in Hollywood who are like, can we do it?
Take that out. Yeah, they do that kind of stuff. I saw there was a Disney like Christmas movie with like the story of Bethlehem and the wise men and Christ and all this stuff with the little donkey. This was from 1978. And when they released it on DVD or whatever, it's not a famous Disney movie, but it is a Disney movie. I forget what it's called. At the very end, there's the star of Bethlehem, and it glows into a giant cross at the very last thing. And they digitally took that part out. So there's, because why would you have a cross at Christmas? What is?
Well, it's the whole
what
word.
What does Jesus have to do with Christmas, right?
What would Jesus Christ have to do with Christmas? I don't know.
Right. Holy cow, these people are deranged. So,
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Let's see.
So yeah,
that's my present Cheeto Man. Kara's ruining my fun theory that she says it's still there on Disney Plus. Why are you subscribed to Disney Plus? You're giving money to the enemy. You know what I did? It was Big Baby's second birthday on Thursday, and she was born on Walt Disney's birthday, December 5th. So I took her to Disneyland last year because Walt Disney's my hero as an artist. Great patriot, loves America. When Disney made great family entertainment, nobody made it better. Now they are a horrible, disgusting, woke company. And I don't want to give them any money, so I don't have Disney Plus. But I was torn. I'm like, I want to take her to Disneyland on her birthday every year, and like, no. So we didn't go. We went to Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm is about 4 miles from Disneyland, and it's an amusement park in Los Angeles, and it's big. It's got a bunch of roller coasters and rides, but it's got a kiddie land with tons of rides. And their theming is Charlie Brown. So there's no wokeness, because as far as I know, Charlie Brown isn't like telling kids to take hormones or anything like that. So there's no wokeness in Charlie Brown. So we spent Farm about 5 miles from Disneyland. Had a great time. The lines are shorter, much cheaper tickets. And if you like Mexicans, Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park is filled with Mexicans.
Filled with little Mexicans that
I saw
pick up.
So many fake eyebrows drawn on with Sharpies when I was there that day.
Yeah, it's full of little Mexicans. You could pick them up. You can carry them. You could pet them. You could tickle them. You put them back down.
Nick Hardick brings up a good point. Charlie Brown has the OG peppermint patty.
The original, not that dumb bitch.
She might her and that little what's Marcy? They got, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a
remember Marcy calls her sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's so weird.
And it's like a little like peppermint patty is real dominant with Marcy. So oof.
I don't know. But it's never been it's never been discussed.
Right. They don't push it on kids.
Yeah, they never even mention it. They never broach the subject.
I think because Charlie Brown was created when people were still mostly sane, Peppermint Patty's just supposed to be a tomboy. And that's a real thing. There's rough girls that love to play a little sports, and then they turn into a woman and everything's copacetic. Everything's fine.
Yeah, relax. It's just a phase.
Anyway. So what does he ask Trump, like which way to go in the hotel, or what is it about?
Yeah. He asked him, I think, where the lobby is or something, and he points him in the right direction.
Right. And for those too young to know, Trump was like, everyone loved him. The minute before he ran for president, he was not a racist, bigot, homophobe, Nazi. Literally the minute before he ran for president. The left wing, the media loved him. He had that Apprentice show, one of the top rated shows for like 13, 14 years. He was doing
Mhm.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust commercials. He was in the tabloids, in the interviews. He was a mover and a shaker and always in the news. And the left wing media loved this guy. And he would always have cameos here and there. The minute he decided to break up the uniparty's grifting of how they steal all our money and try to ruin our freedom, all of a sudden he became a racist and all this stuff, So
He was on The View multiple times.
right.
The
Right.
View. He
Right.
was on there.
And
Now
even
they
when he
hate
started
him.
running in 2015 and they didn't take him seriously, they thought it was just a novelty, like, candidacy.
Mhm.
They had him on, Jimmy Fallon, and he's rubbing his hair and they're making jokes. And then when it started to look like he was going to win, then it's like, oh, racist, Nazi, homophobe, blah, blah, blah. So
Yep.
whatever.
So stupid. So stupid.
Whatever. I remember.
All those. So that means it means either they were lying, they're lying that he's a racist, or they all got fooled. You were
Right.
all so dumb. You were so close to him and hanging out with him, and you never knew. Either you guys are lying or you're fucking idiots.
Right. So, yeah, I remember I wasn't paying attention to the election in 2015 or 16. I don't know. It was still the summer of 15, I believe. And was it? I don't know. It was early on. And I heard, oh, Trump, he's running and it's real funny and stuff. And he gives these crazy speeches that are really funny. So I'm like, oh, I'll tune in. This guy's a goofball. Paparazzi. So I find out when he's giving a speech, I'm not taking him seriously either. I just thought it was a publicity stunt because he's a publicity guy. I turn on the TV and I sit there, and my adult daughter, she's sitting next to me, Minnie, and we watch him talk for 5 or 10 minutes. And I turned to her and I go, he's going to be the president. I'll never forget. I turned to her and said, oh my God, he's going to be the president, this guy. Like, I thought it was a joke. And then I saw him talk finally. I'm like, oh, he's ultra persuasive. He's got great populist ideas and he's not kidding, so I don't know.
Yep. And look what happened.
All right. So yeah, they loved him until he started exposing them and making some of their pockets like damn right. We're all out here working like assholes, paying all kinds of taxes. Ugh.
I just can't wait to see what he's going to do in part 2, because he has the knowledge of what it's really like. He's not going to be hindered or slowed down by any kind of learning curve or anything like that. He has better people around him. So I think this is going to be the most productive first day in office ever, because Trump's historic. He's historic. Everything he does is the first time it's been done. And the way he won the election, the shape that our country was in, the economy and all that stuff. There were a lot of firsts, the lowest this ever, the lowest that ever, the first time we done this. So that's what he's all about. So this time around, it's going to be fucking crazy.
Did you hear that Time Magazine's going to name him Person of the Year? That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow, because that's the same magazine who posted or had a bullshit cover on their magazine when they were ripping families apart, tearing children from their mother's arms. Right. And the girl in the picture on the cover of the magazine wasn't even the woman's daughter. So they've come full circle from hating him and lying about him to make it in Person of the Year. But I'm interested to know who decides that. Was it those purple-haired liberal fucks, or was it somebody else who did and they just have to report on it? I don't know.
I think it's like this. I think the uniparty, the powers that be in Washington, they control the news, and they tell the news, you're going to say this, you're going to report this, you're going to play ball and do what we want. And it's all, I don't want to say illegal bribery or anything, but it's somehow controlled by the uniparty that wants their fake wars and all their stuff and tax the shit out of us, take our freedom. The actual politicians and lobbyists and all that apparatus, the state, all that stuff, they control the media. They don't let the media speak free. And that's why Twitter and Elon drives them crazy. That's why social media drives them crazy, because they can't control it. Because you saw all the stuff that came out about Facebook and all the social media companies. So we have to be real careful. We're on YouTube here. Mm-hmm. Getting suggestions from people in the government of what to allow and not allow online, which, I don't know, the First Amendment said the government can't tell us what we can say or not.
It's pretty clear.
A private company can tell me, hey, you can't be on my website. A private company can tell me that, sure. But if the government tells the company to say that, the government, as far as I understand, is not allowed to do that. So.
Yeah. And you see how Zuckerberg tucked his fucking tail?
But I think that's how it is.
And you see how Zuckerberg tucked his tail and went down to visit Trump too.
Yeah, he came to kiss the ring. Like,
I'm sorry.
I was just kidding about all that Kamala stuff.
He went down there, and Justin Trudeau went down there. But Justin Trudeau, when he came into the room,
the governor of Canada.
Yeah, the governor of the 51st state. But it was weird when Justin Trudeau came in the room. He was backing up with his pants down. So
Weird.
That was weird.
Always trying to get his way like that, huh?
Yes. He's all works in Canada. What's up?
Can you imagine? We almost had jazz hands.
Ugh, that bit. I don't even know. I can't. My mind can't form the thought to imagine what it would be like with that fucking weirdo, that kook, as vice president. And like we were saying before we started, Doug Emhoff, he's all pissed because now he doesn't get to walk through there with his interior design team and just spice it up. Doug Emhoff's pissed off that he doesn't get to decorate the White House now. Fucking idiot.
Good night, Kara. Kara's going to bed because she's in Michigan.
Peace out, boo.
All right. Enjoy the land of frost and snow.
Hell yeah.
Apparently,
old man winters.
The most Arabian part of America is in Dearborn, Michigan, I guess, that area there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little cold. The weather's a little different this time of year than back home.
We have a very Arab part of San Diego, El Cajon, that area there. There's tons of Chaldeans, and just tons of them, tons of Arabs, tons of Arab restaurants. I ate at an Arab restaurant on Sunday there. Homemade food was pretty dang good.
Aren't there a lot of Armenians in Glendale?
Yeah, there's a lot of Armenians up in Los Angeles, Glendale, and all that. Yeah, tons. So, but San Diego's mostly white, Mexican. We got a good deal of Filipinos. And then we got all of those Chaldeans, those Arabs out there, but mostly white. What we don't have in San Diego, surprisingly, is like black people.
That's fucked up.
Like almost never seen. Yeah, it's not my fault. It wasn't my call.
San Diego, you want
so much of a population at all.
Hey, San Diego, you want some black folks? Ew, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yo.
California had an Armenian governor once. There you go. And Bronson with a holiday movie fact: Jim Carrey's makeup for The Grinch took 8 hours, but I don't even know how they could stand doing that. Actors.
Fuck that.
8 hours before you go and act.
Yeah, that's
talk about with the makeup artist for 8 hours. That's crazy, and that's obviously every day. For every day you're shooting The Grinch.
I don't know. Maybe I wonder if he was able to like go home for a couple days with it on, or maybe if they took the contacts out.
Well, the contacts, sure.
Because they got some fucking organic, all natural like paint and makeup and shit now where it's made out of fucking palm oil or some shit where it's not going to hurt you.
Well, Bronson's saying his suit was made out of yak fur, which had been sewn on a spandex suit. It was dyed green. Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway, little Kevin checks into the hotel with this lady that looks like a bird.
You little fucker.
And I, in my head, I'm like, she looks like a bird. And then my daughter's watching the movie with us, and my daughter goes, she looks like a bird. Like right when I was thinking it.
Like if she was like moving her head around real quick.
She has this
like
nose, and her nostrils kind of big, and she had these like big bug eyes, and she just kind of looked like a bird. It was weird.
Yeah, she was moving her head quick. She definitely looked like a fucking chicken or something.
Yeah. So
I need to go. I need to grab my phone charger. My phone's about to die. So
okay, all right.
Give me a sec.
Kevin checks into the most expensive hotel on the Eastern Seaboard and does what all of us would do if we were 10-year-old boys. Please order every dessert item on the menu, and that just looks amazing to me. And he's watching a video cassette of Angels with Dirty Faces Part 2. Now, you remember in the first movie, Angels with Dirty Faces, it's not a real movie. It's a movie they made for this movie. And it's like, eat hot lead, you dirty animals. And he like shoots up the people that have wronged him or whatever. And Kevin records that on his little, recorder thing he has, his little voice recorder machine. And in the first movie, remember, he recorded stuff and he would play it for Marv and the other guy, Harry and Marv, to scare them off that there was someone in there shooting and this and that. And that'll come back in again. That'll come back into play in this movie. So this guy, Tim Curry, one of the great actors with he can do creepy really easily, this guy. I believe he's Hector in this movie, right? Hector and Cedric. Cedric is Rob Schneider, I believe. But anyway, they're like, concierge, like bellboy kind of guys, just hotel employees. And he knows something's up with Kevin. He knows this little boy and this credit card and all this cash. What the hell's going on? He doesn't trust any of it. So he comes up to kind of spy. He comes into the room. And early in the movie, Kevin had gone in to get a towel or a shirt out of the shower back at home. And he was using his sound recorder, and he recorded his uncle singing in the shower. So then when Tim Curry's in the hotel room, he has like a big blow up clown doll dancing in the shower, and he's pulling strings to move its arms. And he plays what his uncle said to him, where his uncle's singing like this old 50s rock and roll song. And then he starts yelling, "You better get out of here, you pervert," and blah, blah, blah. So Tim Curry runs out of the room. It's a really funny moment. And it's the beginning of it's an early kind of preview of those Kevin McAllister hijinks towards any sort of bad guys. So, and I don't ever really know what Tim Curry's problem with Kevin McAllister. He just really doesn't like him from the get-go, and he's just trying to foil him and ruin everything. I understand from a literary perspective why they wrote this, that he needed conflict at the hotel, but they never really explained this guy's motivation other than he's just a creep, and he wants to just mess with this kid to upset him, apparently. And so you'll see by the end of the movie, spoiler, they don't really resolve what's going on with him and the other hotel guy. They just don't like Kevin, and they want to. But yeah, Mr. Reese said this scene is nice. Yeah, it's a good start to the kind of Home Alone prank antics that Kevin is known for. Cut to Florida. All the mechanics at this hotel in beautiful, sunny Florida. And it's a torrential downpour. It's the middle of winter. I don't really know Florida that well. I've been there once in November, and it was decent weather. It did get hot one day, like humid, gross, but the other day was fine. So it's poor. They're kind of stuck in Florida for a little bit, and they can't find Kevin. And they still don't know he's at the place. Let's see. You back?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and that is how Florida is. About in the summertime, every afternoon it fucking rains, torrential downpour, lightning, thunder, the whole nine, then it stops.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, and then, he has his dad's wallet and credit cards and money and all that, and he has his dad's address book. Now, guys, before cell phones, people had things called address books, little black books. They had day planners, and Rob McAllister is this rich uncle. And he lives in New York City. So Kevin's like, maybe I can go there eventually. And but the uncle's out of town, and his whole house is being repaired and refurbished. They're doing remodeling. If I could say another word that starts with re. And so the uncle is in Europe or something on Christmas vacation. So there's an empty house with a lot of dangerous construction equipment. So I think you see where that's going,
Yeah, it's perfect for Kevin's little house of horrors that he's going to put together. A nice empty house. Perfect.
Right. So Kevin's getting his bearings. He spent his first night in the luxury hotel, ate every candy and dessert known to man when he was there. And then he orders up a limo with a personal pizza to go gallivanting around town, to go to a toy store.
Yeah, and he opens the box and all the steam comes out. That shit's hot and fresh. Right this way,
so
sir.
Good. It looks so good. Yeah.
Right this way.
All right. And he tells me, like, do you know, like the fancy toy store? And he's going to take him to, what's the name of the toy store? It's named after the guy, Mr. Toy Store. I don't know the name. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. But
yeah.
Just a big ass toy store.
Good old Hector, I believe Hector's his name in the movie, Tim Curry, he does find out that this credit card is stolen. He's able to look into the charges that Kevin is making. He finds out, it's on a flag list to be a stolen card. And, Nicholas is saying it's a FAO Schwartz. Right. That's that famous New York toy store. We have one here in San Diego. We're not a business.
But why would his dad report it as stolen when he knows his son has it and he probably needs it?
I think they reported it stolen just to find it. Like, where is it in the country being used? Like, it's flagged. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, because when he was talking to the cop with the dad and the mom in Florida, they said, we'll report it stolen. And then it'll be that'll flag it. We'll be able to find where it's being used, So, Bronson says it's called, this is the name of the toy store in Home Alone 2. Okay, it's Mr. Duncan. That's right. So he's going through Central Park, Kevin McAllister, and he runs into those, or they're there. He doesn't run into him just yet, but he goes into the toy store and he meets Mr. Duncan, and he has a talk with Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan's raising all this money, and at Christmas take all to the hospital, children's orphanage cash, And Marv and Harry are there staking the place out because they think, oh, instead of robbing houses and all that, we can rob businesses. And at Christmas, a place like this will have a ton of cash. So they find out that this Duncan's is going to have all this cash piled up by Christmas Eve or whatever. So that's their plan to come back.
Because again, a lot of cash back then. Everybody didn't have a fucking debit card that was linked to their phone or a debit card. You know, that wasn't a thing.
Right.
Well, when did debit cards start? Like,
I remember my wife brought one home from the bank in like 98 or 99, and I got mad. I'm like, you got a credit card? Like, we don't need to get in debt. And she's like trying to explain to me. It's like, it's not a credit card. I'm like, it says Visa right down. And she's like, it's not a credit card. It's a debit card. You could just use it directly to your, and I guess I hadn't heard of it before, and I thought it was a credit card. I'm like, I don't want to get in debt. And then I ended up getting one too after I understood what she was getting at. So
yeah, but that's relatively new. So back then, you know, this being what, 6 years before that, fucking most people use cash.
Yeah.
So these businesses would be fucking loaded.
Right. And at the holidays, and this is a premium high-end toy store, so you know all the stuff.
Oh yeah, tons of cash.
Right. So he leaves Duncan's toy store. He's out on the street in New York City, and it's like, oh my God, it's these two. And you get a great shot of him turning around, looking up at them and screaming.
Yeah, and they're like, oh shit, quiet kid, because everybody starts looking like these two grown men are standing in front of this little boy fucking screaming.
Right.
So he takes off across the street and gets away from him.
Yeah, and they're doing all this running, and he has all his dad's cash, so he's running. He stops at one of those like crappy street vendors, buys a plastic fake pearl necklace, pulls all the beads and throws them on the ground. So then Marv and Harry come running, they slip. Like a cartoon fall on their back, which in real life would send them to the hospital. But
yeah, you're fucked up.
Like, ow, you know. So
yeah, they're both over 40. So yeah, doing that, oh yeah, it's hurting.
Right,
you're hurting bad.
Right. Yeah, that is the thumbnail that we used today. Absolutely. Yeah, it was a good one. Let's see. It was righty here. It was that's what we used for the thumbnail. So, but so after that, so now he knows these guys are after him. He gets back to the hotel, and this guy who just hates him for no reason.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Credit card is stolen, and this and that and the other. And he runs away from him and gets back up to the hotel room. And through the elevator, he gets in the elevator before they can get it. And they catch up to him, all these hotel employees with security. And he starts playing that little recorder thing. And it plays that Angels with Dirty Faces.
No, he has it on the TV in the bedroom.
Right. Okay, he has it on the TV out loud. That's right. Oh, and he's hitting the fast forward and the pause to like, all right, get on your knees and say you love me and all this stuff. Yeah, it's really
funny. That shit is so funny. He's all, you're smooching with everybody.
Right.
He's all, I caught you smooching.
That count of 3.
Because I caught you smooching with my brother. And you were smooching with everybody. Tony, little Johnny, one leg fucking Tony. I was like, damn, that girl's a fucking whore.
And then he says, like, and you were even smooching, what's this guy's name? You were even smooching Cliff or whatever that says.
Yeah, Cliff. He's like,
3 people at the back, they look at Tim Curry and they look at Cliff, and Cliff's like, no. And they're just like, ew, that's fucking gross. And I told my wife when that part happened, I was like, see, that's back when being gay was gross, and it was okay to say that. Yeah, he had his
that was a general consensus. Like everything on TV and movies, it wasn't like a hate thing. It was just like, ew,
well,
like you kiss another dude.
Last week we did Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and they're snuggling in bed, and he kisses his cheek, and then they jump out of bed and they start like, oh, yeah, you see the
what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm a manly man.
And that's all right. There's probably gay people that see that scene and fucking laugh. And they see that scene where they look at Cliff like, what the fuck, Cliff? And laugh because it's funny. That's
having preferences is bigoted. Because you prefer women, you are told.
But it's with men, straight men. Don't do it. No, straight men find other men fucking revolting. Just like I'm sure straight women.
Another man is if you're beating him up, like with your fist, punch him in the face.
Yeah, but a man in a romantic sense is fucking disgusting.
Or he hit you with a bounce pass and you laid it in the basket. You can high five. I never trusted the guy on the sports team who always wanted to do the butt pats. Who are those guys?
Nah, man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Remember, especially in football, but all sports, that was a thing. You got to play.
It's still a thing. They still do that shit.
No, I don't go for that. I never went for that. I didn't allow it. I don't
Hell
trust
no.
you. You don't spank a guy because he ran a touchdown. What are you doing?
You don't fucking touch his
What
ass.
do you think this is? You don't spank a guy because he made a tackle.
No, thank you. I remember my senior year on the track team. One of my buddies was a sprinter, and he's like, "Oh, I got a cramp in the where was it? In the back of my leg. Can you rub it out for me?" I was like, "Dude, I'm not fucking touching your thigh. Come on, dude. It's not even like that." I was like, "Yeah, it's like that. I'm not fucking touching
Can you use your big, powerful hands and forearms?
Nah, sorry. You're just cramping. You're just cramping, dog. You better eat a fucking banana or something.
Right.
Some of that potassium in you.
Drink a little pickle juice. Be fine.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy, but
And
the
when
leg
I say
rub.
pickle juice, I mean regular pickle juice. So
Yeah, like pickle, like cucumbers and vinegar, not like a dick. Yeah, I get it.
Mr. Reese, soccer players would spank butts. Yeah, I would see it all. Every sport, basketball, baseball, football.
No fucking way.
Don't touch me.
You know, one of the gayest things ever is to be walking down the street with your buddy and you walk too close and your hands like hit as they're swinging. Your hands hit.
What about when you're sitting next to your buddy and you happen to be wearing shorts, both of you, and your knee hair tickles each other?
Oh no, dude, that's the gayest shit ever.
If that happens to you, I have to stop and do 100 push-ups.
Yeah, you might as well fucking just tie your shirt into a knot and start sucking dick because that's gay.
So, yeah, like touching another dude's hairy leg with your leg is just no.
That's fucking disgusting.
Jeez.
So
No,
fucking gross.
No, thank you.
Ew. Yeah, no, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks, but no thanks.
I'll pass. But yeah, I don't know where the butt spank in sports comes from, and I completely disapprove of that.
Not sure at all where that comes from, but wherever it came from, it needs to go back.
Right. No thanks. No thanks. So anyway, he gets out of the hotel with playing the fake gunshots on the TV. These people fall for it like complete bird brains. He escapes the hotel out the back door, like where they take the trash on that. And guess who he runs to in the alley? He runs into these two bastards. Yeah. But and then they're walking him, something they're going to do to him. And I have a problem with this scene a little bit. They go to a crosswalk, they stop. And this woman, they already ran into her in Central Park, and Marv like hit on her and she slapped him.
Yeah.
He was Marv. He's standing right behind the lady. His face is basically butt height. He pinches the lady's butt. She turns around and hits the two criminals because she thinks obviously it was one of the grown men. So I don't know.
He should have grabbed Harry's hand or something.
Yeah.
And like hit her butt or something like that. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know about that. And what about that actress? They're like, all right, cut. Let's try it again. She's like, it was 10-year-old.
Maybe just put like a skirt and put a pillow in it, and then the kid actor could pinch a pillow.
Yeah, maybe they did that.
Yeah, I think it would be. I don't want them pinching butts. That's weird.
I think it would be extremely gross for her to have to be like, this 10-year-old is going to squeeze my butt.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Who wrote this? This is like the butt spank in sports. Weapon X says, the good old gay memories of high school sports. Oh, the good old days, right? Hey, Jericho, that was a great touchdown.
Yeah, leave it at that.
Touchdown. You're trotting back to the sideline. You see me on the sideline warming my hands up like Mr. Miyagi.
I know you like it. I know you like it warm.
I know you like it hot.
No, thank you. That is revolting.
Yeah.
I can think of a few things worse than that.
Right.
And they're all cramped. That's another thing. So they get a note, they get a phone call. Hey, we found your son was using the car. He's in New York City. And he's at the Plaza Hotel. Do they still have him? No. So then they get all pissed off at the hotel staff for not holding on to their 10-year-old when you're the ones who lost him in the first place.
Right.
And then she says, everybody pack your stuff. We're going to New York. So wait a minute. Kevin McAllister's dad, RIP, by the way. Kevin McAllister's dad supposed to pay for all you motherfuckers to fly back to New York now?
Yeah, why do they have to go?
Exactly. That's what I told my wife. I was like, why do they have to go? You stay your ass here in Florida at the fucking Tropicana Dolphin Inn or whatever this is. Right. We're going to New York City. I'm not flying all 12 of you motherfuckers up to New York City too. And the uncle and the aunt. What the fuck are you guys doing?
12 plane tickets, 12 hamburgers, 12 fries, 12 Diet Cokes. You know,
And that's
a lot,
lunch.
man.
And then it's 12 of something else at dinner and 12 of something at breakfast.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that. And then, like, you totally, and then he even says, like, oh, your dad is nice for paying for this trip or whatever. He says something to where you know that the McAllisters are picking up the tab.
Right.
And then the way he talks to him, he says, get out of here, you little jerk, or I'll slap you silly. Man, you talk to my fucking son like that, motherfucker, we're going to have a problem. What are you talking about? The uncle's a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
and I feel you don't hear him say thank you. He doesn't have. They don't have the attitude of appreciation for his brother or brother-in-law, one of their fucking brothers or the mom, whoever, taking your fucking 5 kids or whatever, and you
taking
to Florida
and your ugly wife.
And then I'm flying you to New York City, and we're not ready for that because we're packed for Florida. So what? I gotta buy all you fuckers wardrobe, man. Please.
We're all gonna go to Brooks Brothers. I'm gonna get you fitted clothing.
Yeah, you all get little ascots and fucking full-length pea coats and shit, man. Please, no way.
Anyway,
fucking asshole.
Right. So Kevin, yeah,
it's party time now.
Right. Well, first he goes to the park. I think he does find his uncle's house, but we're not going in there yet. He goes to the park. He's talking to pigeons and this and that, and his foot gets stuck in a crack, and too many pigeons are coming and coming, and then the lady pops up and it scares the shit out of him. And she's all weird and doesn't say anything. Just walks towards him like a robot, like the Terminator, and then pulls his leg out of the crack where it got stuck. And they kind of befriend each other a little bit and talk, and she's talking about how she was in love, and then the man didn't love her anymore, and she never had kids and never had a family. She just kind of lost her fucking mind and lives in the park with these pigeons. You know,
he left me. Now I just shit myself and feed pigeons all day and talk to the spirits of the dead. How about you, little boy? Dude,
what about you, little boy?
Isn't it funny how certain parts in movies people forget how to speak?
Right.
Like she could have easily said, "Hey, little boy, I'm not going to hurt you. Let me help you get your foot unstuck."
Right.
Or if in a movie where somebody's like in a room and then they turn around, oh my God, I didn't know you were there. Like who the fuck walks up behind somebody in silence and stands there behind him and waits for him to turn around? Like when you say, hey, what's up? Or where are you? Like what the fuck? That's so
we should
dumb.
come prepared and do a segment on tropes that we hate in movies. My number one trope that I hate, you're with your buddy, your friends, the hostages, whatever, people that you care about or sort of care about, they get shot, they die, and they reach down, they touch their neck and go, he's gone, we gotta go, he's dead, we gotta go. I thankfully have never been around someone who's been killed by violence, and I don't ever want to be. I pray to God I never see it. I feel like if someone gets shot to death in front of you, whether you know them or not, you will probably freak out.
No.
You'll probably be able to carry on and get away from the bad guys, but you're not going to go, he's dead, we got to go. That's my number one fucking pet peeve with movies is people watch someone get fucking murdered with a gun and they're just like, yeah, we got to go.
Like, so anyway, what was I saying?
His brain's there. I think his pancreas there. They shot the fuck out of this guy. We got to go.
Anyway, what was I saying? What was I talking about?
Oh, this guy's fucking dead. He's slowing us down. We got to go. We don't have time to dignify this guy's life or say anything meaningful or maybe give him a shallow grave. We got to go. Leave him.
We got to go. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Let the dogs eat him to the bone.
We got to go. We got to go. And one thing you'll notice is in action movies, the star is always telling people, there's always a scene where it's, go, get out of the way, run, get down. They're always giving people instructions. They're always telling people what to do.
To the mall, chasing the terrorists. Go, get out of the way, move. Right. Always.
Number one, like they don't fucking know that. Right. And number two, it'll be like a hurricane and they're yelling, get down. No one can hear you. It's a fucking hurricane outside. No one can hear you yelling. Oh, that shit makes me so mad. We should do that because there's like 100 of them.
The Dark Knight movie, Batman Returns with Bane. I remember Bane.
Yeah.
He blows up the Pittsburgh Steelers stadium, and those holes are appearing when Hines Ward is running back at kickoff. I saw a clip of that today, and it makes zero sense what's happening. Because as Hines Ward is running, the ground is crumbling behind him and holes are popping up. And there's a white and blue team, I don't know, the Indianapolis Colts or something, chasing him. as giant holes open in the earth, and they are still trying to tackle him.
No, you make that fucking tackle.
You play till the whistle, maggot, or I'm going to cut you from this team.
I didn't hear a fucking whistle, did I? You pursue that man until you tackle him.
Yeah, but I saw that clip and
Don't
I was
stop. Don't
like,
stop.
wait a minute. Because Hines Ward, he can't see the holes. But the guys chasing him, the holes are 5-10 yards in front of them, and they don't stop running. It's the weirdest.
They don't want to get cut.
Like a football play as the earth opens.
And don't you think Hines Ward would notice that the earth behind him is fucking exploding? You think he might feel that, or it might knock him off balance? Because I don't remember who said it, but somebody said a human being walking or running is a series of controlled falls. So I think that running full speed and the ground's fucking like, you know how much it takes to make their craters open in a field? Like you're blowing like fucking everything up underneath it. But Hines Ward was just so focused on the end zone that.
Watch this. Okay, I found it. I found it. So I have to close this. Stop screen, present, share screen, Hines Ward, share. So here he is. He's running. Bang, the terrorist has blown up the Steelers Stadium. And there are holes. But Hines Ward, the man in yellow, for those who don't know, he doesn't see the holes. The holes are in front of him. But players on the white and blue team, they can see some of the holes, and they keep trying to tackle him.
Hey, to the whistle.
Watch this. Watch. I tried to tackle him, found a fucking hole. It's the weirdest thing.
What part of to the whistle do you not understand?
I don't know. I thought it was very. Let me see if I could find a little bit more.
There
was some more that was worse. They're just like running down the football. Here. Okay. Running down the football field like nothing with holes forming. Oh, Jericho fell out again. Hopefully he comes back. Watch this. I don't know. I thought it was really weird. There's a wider angle of it, maybe on the Blu-ray or something like that. And you can see that there are holes in front of some of the other guys, and they still keep chasing him. I don't know. Thought it was real weird. Okay. Where'd you go?
You know, technical difficulties.
You fell in a hole?
I fell into a crater. The ground blew up behind me, and I fucking fell into it.
My peeve in movies and shows is when cops go to arrest a bad guy and always have to yell the villain's name, and you're under arrest, and the cop is like 20 feet away. Jericho Green, you're under arrest. What about this line? I'm a writer. I write a lot of stuff. I've written 3 120-page graphic novels in the last month. I got a new graphic novel, Big Man Comics, not announced yet, but love it. And when they go to arrest, that made me forget what I was going to say. Gosh damn. I changed. I'm sorry. It'll come back to me. It was about arresting people. What was? It was in action movies. This line gets overused, and as a writer, I hate it. This ends now. Stop. Don't write that line again. And also the other. What do we do? What do we do? What are we going to do now? What do we do?
When the bad guy, they think they're going to kill the good guy, they're like, I might as well tell you, you're going to die anyway.
I'm going to tell you my origin story and my plan for the future for the next 8 minutes. Hopefully you don't undo the handcuffs and shoot me with the little one-shot Derringer in your boot.
We forgot.
It all started when I was a boy, and one of my teammates spanked me when we were playing football. And I said, don't touch my hiney. I don't allow that time. Oh, my God, shut up.
Just give you enough time to cut through the ropes with that little piece of glass you snuck in. Yeah, it's
the story for 9 minutes. You're like, that's why you robbed the bank. So I didn't say it was a good reason. I'm just saying I have a reason.
Well, I might as well tell you everything.
Oh, what is that? The gun in your boot? No, my plan is foiled.
Yeah, dude. Come on, never tell him he's gonna die anyway. Don't fucking tell him nothing.
But I will. To be fair, again, as a writer, it is fun to write the bad guy dialogue like that, though, to make them a grandstanding idiot. It is a little bit fun.
Yeah. But
you got to do it elegantly. You got to have an excuse of why this makes sense that they're telling the good guy this.
Mm-hmm.
But it is fun when they go into the 9-part series of why they're a bad guy.
Yeah, and the whole plan, what they're going to do, where the money's going, the exchange, the assassination,
And that's when
whatever it is.
a Swiss account with this number here, and that was my dog's birthday. Is the
Yeah, here.
No
You know
one
what?
could ever guess, Mr. Rat.
Come here, give me the palm of your hand. I'm going to write it on your hand. You don't forget. Here you
I
go.
just want you to know the number before you die.
Yeah, take this to your grave.
Shoot you? Why would I shoot you? I want to make it last. I'm going to do it slow with this knife and give you plenty of time to wriggle out of those restraints and perhaps eat me.
And then they're always running to a chopper and they tell their henchmen, kill him. And then they go back into the room. By the time they go back in the room, he's free.
Right.
And then the henchman usually says, I've been waiting years to do this, you son of a bitch.
Right.
And then he goes to do something. He doesn't realize, oh shit, his hands are untied. And he beats the shit out of everybody in the room and kills us all. And then he runs outside and somehow stops the chopper from taking off. Son of a bitch.
Some Bond films. Yep, you got to have that bloviating. And then the other one is in the 90s. There was this annoying saying in the very late 90s, early 2000s, let's do this thing. Oh, let's not do this thing. Let's not.
The 90s also gave us the quirky, not badass, but intellectual John Malkovich kind of villain. Like the main character could fuck him up real easy. He's not like physically imposing,
right.
but he's like a computer nerd and he's weird and all this kind of shit.
Some weird liberal junior college commentary on society decay. How you're all part of the machine and nothing more than rats in a cage. And I really am the one that is here to set us all free.
Yeah.
Like, would you shut the fuck up already?
Yeah,
at the junior college.
You ever heard of the cancer test in Zimbabwe in 1984? Well, my mom was one of the doctors down there, and she got cancer and died. And this corporation, blah blah blah. So,
right. Jeez.
Come on.
Is Temecula Valley Junior College really out of session right now? Shouldn't you be there, Professor?
You can't.
Teaching people about social justice or whatever.
So many tropes, dude. We could do 100 of those fucking tropes.
James Bond. The seat. Yeah, that's another one that I'm tired of is people tied up in seats. The only my favorite tied up in the seat scene though is Junior and Indiana when they're in the Nazi castle and it's on fire. That's a fire.
Oh yeah. Don't call me Junior.
Right.
See if you could get my lighter, Dad.
Sets the whole fucking room on fire.
Yeah. Oh, and he's shooting at the plane behind him. Shoot, Dad, shoot! And he shoots the tail.
Yeah,
and he goes, "What happened? What happened?" He's like, "Sorry, son, we're hit."
Oh, he's real somber. He's like, "Sorry, son,
we're hit." And he's the fucking one who did it. That's so funny.
Oh, Mr. Reese says Universal Soldier has an annoying hacker. Yes, you know who has the worst hacker villain is Under Siege 2.
On the train?
And Catherine Heigl on the train.
For sure.
This is like late 90s, mid to late 90s, where people didn't know shit about computers at all.
It's like 95.
So the hacker saying computer jargon words that now that we all use computers, we know it doesn't make sense. And I'll never forget, he says something like, I'll need 5 more megabytes to download this virus. Like that sentence doesn't make sense in computers, dude. What do you mean you need 5 more megabytes? You're gonna put it
to the millions of laymen we're like, yeah, that makes
sense. Like, he needs 5 more megabytes.
Get him his 5 more megabytes. See what happens.
Those 5 megabytes.
All right, I think I'm gonna see if my computer's acting right now, so I can switch back over to that. Okay. So I got this tiny ass screen. So
all right.
Let's see.
Anyway, he takes Pigeon Lady to the opera, and they watch a show up there in the rafters, and they have a little bit of talk about life, and she tells him her background, and it's a nice, sensitive moment. It gives a little heart to the story because so far, everyone Kevin is interacting with is an enemy, the people at the hotel and Harry and Marv. But this is a sensitive woman who's given up on life, and she just chose to be homeless and live in this attic of the opera sometimes, live in the park other times, and be friends with a bunch of pigeons. She is not doing okay because she had a marriage that fell apart and all this, and she has no family, and she just feels unloved. So there's St. Anne's Hospital for Children. They're going to get all the money. They're going to get all the money from Duncan's toy store. Because remember, Mr. Duncan is collecting all that money from all the toys and all the charity box. And he's going to get, that's what he does every year. He gives them a boatload of money. So Kevin wants to do something about that. He doesn't want to let Harry and Marv go into the toy store and rob it. So he makes his master plan, like in the first edition of this movie, Home Alone 1, which is just awesome. And oh my God, flammable things, electric things, spikes. He cuts a ladder so it'll fail when an adult's weight is on the ladder. He does all this nonsense, all this evil stuff. He gets the house already. Remember, this is his uncle's expensive New York apartment that, Jericho, you were waiting in the back room. I didn't see you. This is his uncle's apartment or home that's being remodeled while the uncle's in Europe for Christmas. So he sets it all up deadly. Mama and Papa and the whole McAllister clan on Papa's dime get to NYC, and they're mad at the hotel people. Like, what do you mean you chased Kevin off and this, that, and the other? So they're given a suite and everything. They're going to stay there for a lot of free. You see that woman? She does look like a bird, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah. She goes, "What kind of idiots do you have employed here?" He's like, "Only the finest."
Only the finest idiots in New York City.
Only the finest morons. And a young Rob Schneider, who's now I wouldn't call him a conservative comedian, but he's definitely conservative.
He's definitely anti-woke.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say conservative. He's definitely pro-freedom.
Yeah.
And he's pro-family and pro-God. So he's outspoken, which is refreshing.
That lady looks like Cruella DeVille. Like, if she didn't play Cruella DeVille, you made a mistake.
Right.
Because I could see her in a fur coat with, that
so
white
it's
streak.
Midnight. Duncan's toy store. These two boneheads break in. They're stealing all the cash from the cash box and the cash register and all that. And guess who's outside? Kevin. He takes a picture of these bastards with their hands on the cash. Then he throws a rock through the window, telling Mr. Duncan, that it was me that broke your window. And he writes him something really nice there. I don't remember what it says. They reveal it at the very end of the movie. Do you have
how cool this? I don't remember, but this must have been his favorite part of making this movie, being able to chuck this rock through that big ass
destroy
window.
a $900 piece of glass in the window.
Yeah, they show it. They go, "No!" and he throws it slow motion, fucking whoosh, just throw that big ass rock in that huge fucking front window, just
right. And the whole point of that is that's going to set off the alarm and bring the cops to
the police there. But they're not going to stick around. They're going to chase this little boy.
Yeah.
Who obviously is not that far from the store, because he like runs there.
Yeah.
And they follow him, and then to their detriment, they follow him in that fucking brownstone or whatever that's called, and let the games begin.
Right.
And
Weapon X points out when Marv gets electrocuted, it's really funny. And there's a callback to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. When Marv gets electrocuted, there's one frame of the film where they have a dummy of a skeleton with Marv's mustache and hair. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, when John Candy and Steve Martin are going to die on the freeway almost, and they're heading towards the semis, they start screaming for their lives, and there's one frame each where they're each a skeleton. So it's kind of like
one of them's a skeleton, and then
they're both skeletons at one point, and then John Candy's the devil later, laughing at Steve Martin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that was as a kid, my favorite part was Marv getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
In this scene, it was just so funny. So funny. And again,
I
the physical
skeleton
acting
thing is great because it just brings you right into Looney Tunes and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the physical acting of him was just fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's so really, really convincing that he's getting hurt. And obviously he's not. He's acting. It's a movie. It's safe. But it looks painful what this guy goes through. It looks
getting worked.
Yeah.
They're getting worked. So bad.
He baits them into chasing him. She's going door to door, knocking around town, asking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
just misses
the mom that New York's kind of a big city. It might take a while to knock on all the doors looking for Kevin.
It's sizable. But she just misses him. She's pulling off in the cab, and he comes running around the corner.
Right.
With those guys hot on his trail. So just missed him. Good one.
And it's awesome. He defends the castle here. Like, he gets inside. He's already set up bricks on the roof and flammable stuff in the toilet and electrical, like, shock him to death. And he has traps everywhere. He gets up on the roof. He starts throwing bricks at these mofos.
Dude, look how high up he is. He's like 5 stories up, and he just launches a brick and hits Marv dead center in his forehead, dude. Just fuck.
Oh, it would have killed him instantly, I think.
Dude.
What'd you do? He's dead, you little punk. What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, so bad. I mean,
Oh.
right in his fucking
And it goes
dome.
on and on. He gets
Like
hit in the
4 or
face
5
with like
times.
5 bricks. It's hilarious.
Let's see. What's the average weight? What's the weight of a brick?
2 pounds?
Weight.
Oh no. Nicholas Hardick brings up a horrible memory. Reginald Denny. The LA riot in 1991. Reginald Denny gets pulled out of a semi truck. Los Angeles is on fire, riots and shooting and killing all over. And these 2 guys hit him in the head with a brick. Didn't kill him, but they almost did. Terrible.
4.3 pounds.
Oh my God.
Our standard Red House brick weighs around 5 pounds.
Damn.
So, dude, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
but
that's
Reginald Denny, I think, did he die?
He didn't die from it. He was completely fucked up.
No, but I mean, like years after. Because he definitely has. Okay.
Reginald Denny, Wikipedia says, is a former construction truck driver who was pulled from his truck and severely beaten during the 92 Los Angeles riots. His attackers, a group of black men who, why you got to mention that? Just kidding. Who came to be known as the LA4, targeted Denny because he was white. Yeah. The attack was captured on video by a news helicopter and broadcast live on national television. What you guys, if you're young and you don't know what the LA riots of 1992 were about, you had, why can't we all just get along? What the hell's his name? Rodney King. Rodney King was a black guy, and the LA Police Department tenderized him like they were trying to make, chicken fried steak. They beat the ever-loving shit out of him.
8 of them?
They beat the shit out of him, but somebody from their home window had a camcorder. We used to have cameras we put on our shoulders to record things, and they recorded the whole beating. So we had footage of it. They go to court, they get acquitted, and everyone's like, they kind of beat the fuck out of this guy. And these cops, for whatever reason, I was a kid, I was 12, 13, 14. So I don't understand. I never looked into it. So I don't know what the truth is, but seems bad. You got it on tape that they're beating the shit out of this guy, but the cops walk free. So the city erupts in violence, just erupts in violence. And they were basically race riots. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It was a crazy thing to watch on TV. I lived in San Diego. It was happening about 100 miles up the road in Los Angeles. It was a crazy thing to watch on TV. But yeah, Reginald Denny gets pulled out of a truck for being white and gets the shit beat out of him by 4 dudes. So,
yeah, and there's footage of that too. It's from a police helicopter.
Right, and they hit him in the head with a brick or a cinder block.
They took him, and a dude just takes a cinder block and smashes this dude on the head, and then he starts dancing and fucking laughing while Reginald Denny's head is just fucking smashed. So he had brain damage from that. But the Rodney King beating, the optics were terrible. You see 8 cops, 12 total, because some were just standing around. And there's 8 cops just taking their nightsticks, like old school knives, not the ones where you go like that and it extends into like old school billy club, fucking L-shaped nightstick. So
here's a still photo of it.
Yeah,
one man on the ground, the black man with the arms on the back of his head in the white shirt and the gray jeans, it looks like, in front of the police car tire. I know it's a small photo. And you see all the cops around. They're just beating him like a piñata, dude.
Yeah, taking swings at him, hitting his legs. But it turns out that Rodney King was coked out of his fucking mind, and he wouldn't comply. He wouldn't go down because they were trying to get him arrested, and he wouldn't go down. So he's just fucking taking the beating. So yeah, the optics weren't good. And then he's like coming out of the courtroom in this part right here, and he goes, "Can we all just get along?"
Yeah, because there was crazy rioting, and he was trying to quell things. But
it was crazy.
And he was very disturbed by the rioting. And when they were interviewing him, and people would impersonate it and joke about it for years, can't we all just get along?
Yeah, and he ended up broke off millions of dollars from the city of Los Angeles. He ended up smoking it all. He was a crackhead. He ended up snorting and smoking up all his fucking money. But the riots were fucking crazy. What do they call them? The whatever 4.
Yeah.
Who did this to him? These fucking thugs who smashed Reginald Denny in his fucking head with a cinder block. Maxine Waters went to visit one of their moms, one of those guys, and she wanted him to be released from jail and shit.
Dude, he died young, Rodney King. He died at 47.
Yeah, because he fucked all those millions of dollars he got. He's fucking.
I wonder if it was.
He had a drug problem.
Wow.
And he smoked up all his fucking money. But no, it looked bad. But that's the reason the cops were acquitted, because Rodney King was resisting
It
arrest.
said he was found in his swimming pool underwater, unresponsive, CPR, blah blah blah, pronounced dead at age 47. Combination of alcohol, cocaine, and PCP found in his system were contributing factors, as were cardiomyopathy, which I'm going to guess with the word cardio is heart trouble from taking cocaine, is what I'm going to guess, and focal myocardial fibrosis. The myocardium, isn't that the sac that your heart is inside of? So if you have fibrosis of the myocardium, I'm no doctor, but that would mean that thing is all thick and stuff. And I think it's no doctor. I'm a comic book artist and writer. If I'm guessing, that just means his heart got ruined from drugs, is what I would imagine. So that's
and
terrible.
Rialto, he died in Rialto, California. That's a shitty fucking place.
Where's Rialto?
Rialto's in SoCal. It's like one of the worst,
like east side of LA,
country.
right?
Yeah, that's one of the worst places in the country.
So that's crazy, man. Poor Rodney King. Sounds like a bad life. Drugs, fame for getting beat up, and then dies young. That's sad.
That is sad. It's way too young.
So back to something fun. These guys are sneaking in the house.
Oh, wait. Hold on. One more thing about Rodney King. So on Living Color, they made fun of Rodney King and Reginald Denny. And this is like right after. This is like weeks after the fucking riots kicked off and Rodney King and all that. But Jim Carrey was playing Reginald Denny and his eyes were crossed and shit, dude. It was brutal. And I think, was it Damon or Keenan Wayans was playing Rodney King, man. It was, they were like doing an advertisement for some kind of product or something, like an infomercial. It was so fucked
That show was so subversive, but so funny. It was so bad, but like naughty. But it was hilarious. And it was the perfect thing when you're like middle school age and you want to like rebel. And it was nothing like Saturday Night Live in Living Color. I think it was so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, and they had that character named Handyman, who was this handicapped dude, but he was he had powers.
The power.
Yeah, and he would like wipe the drool off his mouth. Dude, this shit was so funny.
He was
when he would fly,
a hero, and his symbol was the handicaps.
And his suit was like the handicap blue with a cape. And when he would fly, he would just fall out the window and fly like this with his hands all twisted.
Remember Men on Film?
Oh yeah,
the two gay movie. Yeah, that was
a different time.
Do this nowadays, he was there.
That's Handyman, and he falls out the window. That's how he flies.
The Adventures of Handyman,
funniest shit ever. And Jim Carrey played his arch nemesis, this guy who was hell bent on making life hard for. That's what we say, up in the wing. And Jim Carrey played this evil scientist who was always trying to hurt handicapped people. And he was robbing the March of Dimes, and he's stealing all the dimes. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch that show, but I would sneak and watch it sometimes because we didn't have TV growing up. My mom, they didn't want to pay for cable. They didn't want to watch us watching filth. But in middle school, I got a TV in my room to play my Super Nintendo, and you could get Fox Channel 6 through the air. So I would sneak and watch in Living Color sometimes.
Yeah, it would come on Fox every Sunday night.
Come on Fox Sunday night, and I would sneak and watch sometimes, not often. Because my friends told me about it at school, how crazy it was.
Yeah, so I watched it all the time. Sunday, and I watched it when my parents would let me stay up because I think it came on at 8 or 8:30.
Could you imagine if they did Handyman now? And away.
Oh my goodness, everybody! It's so shut up. It was funny.
I'm sure he actually hates disabled people. I'm sure that's what this skit is about.
Comedy is based in hate. You hate the people that you're making fun of. Like, come on, man, that's so fun. There's probably handicapped people who laugh at that. Oh yeah, Damon Wayans played that homeless dude, and he was carrying on his piss and shit in a pickle jar.
Remember Homie the Clown?
He would beat children,
right?
Because they would say stupid shit and be annoying. He'd beat children. They had Lassie 2000, and Lassie was a pit bull. She would always attack people. She brought the kid
after Paul Rubens, who I loved as Pee Wee Herman. He got caught. How do I say this on YouTube? He got caught allegedly
jerking off,
touching something you're not supposed to touch in public at an adult theater.
But it was an adult theater. If you think you're going to put a bunch of men in a dark room and play porn and no one's going to pull their dick out, I got some magic beans I want to sell you.
He was humiliated in the news, poor Paul Rubens. But they had a skit about him on Saturday Night or on in Living Color with like a doll of Pee Wee Herman. And they was like, oh, it does this and it talks and it dances. And then it says, and it even beats a drum. And they turn it sideways and the hand starts going digga, 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 digga. And you're like, come on, guys.
Genius. That was obviously their legal team saying, look, you guys can't do a skit about this. But they said, well, what if somebody was like, well, what if we had dolls? Like, that was some ingenuity to still get the joke, get the skit made, and that's fucking hilarious.
The Pee-wee maneuver?
But, I mean, I guess technically or legally maybe, was he supposed to be jerking off in that theater? No.
No, the answer is no. It's not technically.
But,
that.
It wasn't a regular movie theater. That's different. If you're jerking off, you get caught jacking off in a regular movie theater. But this is a porno theater. What do you think men watch porno for? They don't watch it just, well, that was an interesting plot and turn it off.
He's like at the end, he's like
jerking off.
How come that plumber never fixed that lady's sink? What the hell?
Hey, are you gonna buy those Girl Scout cookies or not? You know, like what the fuck? Are you gonna give those cheerleaders money for cheer camp? That's what dudes watch it for.
Why didn't they eat any of the pizza? I don't get it.
But what about the pizza? Come on, man. Like that's
a mamma mia. That's a waste of pizza.
Of course somebody's gonna be jacking off in a porno theater.
Pretty terrible.
But that's when you would have those jokes about that celebrity. Just by the time you got to school on Monday, there were jokes about you know, whatever, John Bobbitt or whoever. I don't know how the jokes got around so fast, but they were ready for you when you got to the playground. Love it.
Marlon and Sean got their start on that show. Yeah, all the Wayans, the Kim Wayans, the sister. Keenan Ivory Wayans was the mastermind behind the show. What a talented family.
Mm-hmm.
All home run hitters. Keenan Ivory Wayans, brilliant. Damon Wayans, brilliant. Marlon Wayans, brilliant. Sean Wayans, brilliant. The sister Kim was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, she did a lot of writing and stuff.
Talent in one family.
Her character were hilarious. Sean Wayans was SW1. He was the DJ.
Right.
And then Marlon Wayans was like, you know, just got bit parts and stuff and then ended up being part of the cast. Then you have Damon Wayans' son, Damon Wayans Jr. He did, was it Dance Movie? He was on Brooklyn Nine-Nine a few times. Like, he's a really good actor, too.
That's so like, mega talented genetics there. Those people are all very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And so speaking of funny, my favorite scene, and just imagine that you get a shelf full of paint cans. They fall on you. You got like latex paint in your face,
in your mouth, and your eyes.
Oh yeah, I mean, just if you don't get that off your face in the next 2 minutes, that's going to be a nightmare.
Right.
So Kevin turned off the water in the sink down in the basement because he has other plans for the handles of that sink. So there's no water. He runs over there to turn on the water to wash his face. He finds like a roll of paper towels. Or first he finds the paper towels, like wipes his face, but now the paint's starting to dry. So you need some liquid. So he goes over there to grab the sink or to turn on the sink. And right before he grabs it, Kevin puts these two clamps on there from like a battery charger. And he fucking turns it on. It's like fucking humming. And he grabs him.
It's like a welder. I think it's actually like a welder because it's construction workers.
But it had the two like
right. I don't even know the welders have terminals on them. I used to sell them when I worked at Home Depot.
Okay, well there you go.
If you shock someone with like a fucking welder, you would end their life, dude.
And he turned it up like full blast. And Harry's like, oh, like screaming and shit. And this is the scene where he turns into a skeleton just for a split second.
Yeah, just for like one frame of the movie. You just see it blink on, you know.
And then, man, he is fucked up. And that was like my favorite part of this as a kid. It was so funny.
And then to pay homage to the first movie, Harry's head catches on fire again. And
but in the first one, he ran out to the snow and put his head in the snow.
Right.
And put it out. This one,
he sticks his head in the toilet to put the fire out. But a few minutes back, our little friend filled the toilet with flammable liquid.
Yeah, like lacquer thinner or some shit. Paint thinner, something very flammable. And so Marv fucking stands up and puts his head in the toilet. Boom. And it's funny because classic shot. It doesn't show you from inside. It shoots. It cuts to outside. And you just see this flash of light. And then all the smoke starts coming out the windows. It's just like a cartoon. Just like like you said, just like a fucking cartoon.
Then he finds a rope to crawl up to the second or third floor, and he just pulls a bag of drywall or something or concrete on his own face.
He tied the bag because the bag of concrete can be up to like 100 pounds. So he yanks on it to see if it's safe. He's like, oh, cool. So then he jumps on it, puts his full body weight, and he just pulls it, and the rope's just coiling by his feet. And looks like, uh-oh.
You got to send me the link to that video you talked about where like some trauma ER doctor talks about all these injuries, because these guys have died about 5 times now in this movie.
Yeah, these are cats. They're like on life number 6 right now. And he pulls it down. An 80 to 100-pound bag of concrete breaks over his head.
Right.
He sits up. Dude, his head probably would have came off.
It would have just easily broke his neck, you know.
That is so funny.
Then they're trying to crawl up a bunch of furniture to get going up, and all this like wood stain goes all over them. So that's more poison and garbage all over.
Oh yeah, they're done. Even if the injuries didn't kill them, the fucking poison that they're ingesting would have gotten them too.
Right, burn their skin and everything. So they finally all get out of the house. He climbs down the front of the house, Kevin, on a rope, but he's put kerosene or something all over.
They soaked the rope in kerosene.
Right. So they're climbing down out the house too on the rope, and he lights it on fire while they're on it. So then they fall off, they crash through some scaffolding. This is outside, and then all the lacquer or paint, whatever the hell this is, falls all over them, and it's just awful. He calls the police, tells them everything that's going on. He tells the police to meet him in Central Park. I got the sticky bandits or whatever. They stole all the money from Duncan's. Look for fireworks. So there you go, covered in. So when they get in there, they corner him by the lady and the pigeons and all that, and they're going to get him. They finally got him. He's not going to be able to get away. And the lady jumps out, throws the corn all over them, and they're covered in that lacquer or whatever. And then the corn sticks to them. So then you get the fucking Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, and they won't stop attacking Marv and Harry. So it's a save the day there at the end. The lady saves him with the birds. It's pretty nice. So. And he had used a recorder earlier. I forgot to say that little recorder thing where the bad guys are saying they're going to kill him and all that, and confessing to their crimes and doing that whole thing where the bad guys talk too fucking much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, kid. And of course, when we find you, we're going to murder you. Like they say all that shit.
I'm Mom and he's Harry. We're going to kill your ass, you stupid kid.
It's Monday, December 24th. 1992, we're standing at Central Park. It's approximately 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Of sound mind and body, like the fucking to confess to everyone.
Why you hugging it? Let me use the mic. I got some things I want to say in there.
Yeah, I want to say my name's Marv.
I'm the mastermind behind all of this. I'm the mastermind.
Yeah, I just emailed
broke out of that jail. You can't hold us in a jail. We broke out in a prison riot.
I emailed you that video.
Okay, thank you. I'll have to check that out because I want to just see how dead they are.
Yeah, it's the 22.
And we're joking about the confession, but stupid Marv, one of them, he won't shut up. Oh, we're the sticky bandits, and he literally does.
We did this and we did that.
And Joe Pesci keeps kicking him like, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps confessing all this crap. Then there's an investigation at the toy store. He gets the note. Kevin's apologizing, I think, for the broken window and thanking him for everything. And he gave Kevin earlier a gift of these 2 little ceramic or plastic turtle doves. And to give one to a friend that you're not going to see for a long time and one for you. And that way you're bonded and your friends. And he goes back and visits the pigeon lady and gives it to her, I believe. And then he runs into his mom and he says a prayer again. He's standing in front of Rockefeller Center in New York where that, NBC and all that stuff is. And they always have that 5,000-foot tall Christmas tree. And he prays and he says he hopes he can see his mom again, at least for 1 minute, please. He misses his family, misses his mom. And then his mom, she finally realizes, if it was Kevin in New York, he'd be at Rockefeller Center. So somehow she figures out he's going to be there. They meet, they hug. And then we're back to the Plaza Hotel. And the Plaza Hotel's treating them good because they kind of screwed up taking care of Kevin. And then Mr. Duncan sends a truckload of gifts and toys to their suite. So they're staying in like something that's better than everybody who's watching this almost house.
Yeah.
I'm sure the hotel room is like, 4,200 square feet.
Oh, yeah. He said like the princess of Monaco or some shit stayed there.
Right. And he hadn't given the turtle doves. That's right. The turtle doves were adorning the tree. They have a great family moment. They open a few presents, and then Kevin puts his clothes on, runs out to the park, and he gives her the turtle dove. You know what I mean?
Who is gonna let him put on his clothes? You locked them for like 3 days already, and you're gonna let him run outside. This isn't outside of a house. This is downstairs through the lobby, across the street in Central Park in New York City.
Right.
And he just steps out for a minute.
Right. And she doesn't get the same ending as the old man in part one. The old man reunites with his family, this, that, and the other. And she talks about her life is going to be better in this and that, but it just kind of ends with, we'll see. Maybe she's just
all right, bye. Because I'm going to go inside where it's warm.
Zoom way out, really, really high shot from the air. You see him and her in the park, and then the credits roll. It's a great movie. You've probably all seen it a jillion times. Check it out. It's fun. Great performances in this all around. And just a really fun script. Marv and Harry are great.
Yeah, it's time to watch it again.
Curry and Rob Schneider are great as dummies.
It's time to watch it again.
Yeah, I like the whole thing. My kids, we had this on VHS when we lived in Colorado 15, 20 years ago. And I was watching it the other night to prepare for the show. And my kids came through the living room like, oh, this is so nostalgic. That the theme is so good, to this movie. I love the theme music.
And the perfect kid.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin was the perfect kid to play Kevin McAllister.
Perfect career. Get in there, have hit movies, get out of Hollywood and be a normal person.
Yeah, and even though your parents took your money and fucking spent it.
Oh, is that really what happened to him?
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Terrible.
Fucking assholes.
Could you imagine
doing sue him or something?
Could you imagine doing something like that?
I mean, yeah, as a parent, you have control over their money, but you use it for like the family, right? You use it to run the house and
right. And at the end, the dad's like looking at the bill. He gets the room service bill, and he's like, "Kevin, why did you spend blah 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 money on the room service?" When I was in Las Vegas 2 months ago, the first time Minnie did the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club, we go with Minnie, my wife, and I to take care of the baby, my daughter's daughter, my granddaughter. So one of us stays in the hotel room with Big Baby, and the other one goes to the show. This time I went to the show last week. Adrian went to the show like a month or two ago. So I'm in the hotel room with Big Baby. I put on some Tom and Jerry. We're eating snacks. We're playing. We're talking. I'm chasing around the room. But at one point, I'm looking at my phone, as one does. And I look up, and my granddaughter has ordered like Cars 2 on pay-per-view. She got the remote and ordered a pay-per-view movie. Now, I didn't watch it, and I called down to the concierge, and they took it off the bill. But, it's like Kevin wasting money. Like, how does she turned 2 last week, but, at the time, she's like, a year and 9 months old. How did she order a movie? I didn't even see it happen.
And quick, too. She did it quick.
Yeah.
So I better order it before he turns around. He looks up from that damn phone. She's the one who sent you the text. That's how good she is.
Right. Did you guys like him in The Good Son? I didn't see it, Weapon X. I did not see it.
I didn't see it. You know what? I remember that movie, but I didn't want to see it because it'll always be Kevin.
Right?
He was like this bad kid who like murdered his brother or some shit.
I don't want to see something like that.
He's Kevin McAllister to me. That's how I want it to stay.
Right. Diesel gives us a fragment of a sentence which I don't understand. It pertains to this movie. It's Macaulay grown up talking about this movie.
I'd like to see that. I would like to see an interview about him.
Oh, is that like an interview or something, Diesel? You got to tell me a little bit more.
I'd like to see an interview with him talking about the experience filming this movie. That'd be cool.
Right. So, guys, it's the holiday season. I hope you all have a great time. We're going to be back with one more Christmas movie live, but then the next 2 Wednesdays are Christmas and New Year's. I'm not going to do a live on Christmas or New Year's. So Jericho and I were talking. We haven't decided yet. We might do the live the day before on Tuesday, or we might record something and put it up for Christmas, record something and put it up for New Year's. But going live on Christmas, I don't want to do that. I want Jericho to spend time with his family. I want to spend time with mine. As much as I love you guys. Let's see. Oh, he's saying, did you see The Good Son? It pertains to this movie. It's Macaulay growing up talking about this. Oh, I thought The Good Son was that movie where he like died or he was a bad kid. Or
yeah, that's the one.
That movie's called My Girl. That movie's called My Girl.
Yeah, where he died, but he's like the bad son. It's that one, The Good Son.
Let's see. He's evil as fuck in that movie. I've seen it once. The Good Son. Okay, so now I'm confused if it's a documentary or if it's a movie. I'm confused.
No, Good Son is a movie.
Okay, so Diesel's telling stories again.
Where he plays a bad kid.
Are we going to do Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever? We'll see. We'll see what we're doing. We talked about one the other day. Jericho sent me one that you'll also love as equally as Die Hard. But you know, and then as far as Christmas and New Year's, you guys let me know if you want something recorded and posted that day, or if you want us to go live the day before. You know what I mean, or the day after, or something like that. We'll see. Let you know, leave a comment on the community page on YouTube or whatever under one of my posts or something like that, or leave a comment under this video. Duh. And I'll check those out tomorrow, seeing what we want to do. If we want to go live, we want to record something. But I hope you guys are all having a great end of 2024. And if you're not, keep your chin up. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. We've all been through heartbreak and tough things, and it's that holiday season. So I don't mean to be preachy and Pollyanna. I mean what I'm saying. Get people around you that love you and support you if you're having a tough time the holidays. I hate thinking about that. I hate thinking about people being alone or facing shit. There are people who care. Call them up,
Yeah.
you know, and like get around them. Don't isolate. Don't do that. Life is good. There are bad things that happen to everybody, but just be glass half full. Be glass half full. Okay. Anything else, Jerk? Or are we out?
Also, you know, when you surround yourself with those people who love you, they don't have to be family.
No.
They just have to love you. So
No.
don't think, oh, I don't have my family. No, if you got people that care about you, that's your family. Family
Love
are
is
titles.
love, as the left wingers say. Love is love.
And family those are titles. They still have to be earned. So if
Right.
people are in your life who care about you, get around them, laugh, and eat. And you know, if it's that kind of relationship, fuck them.
Yeah. Sure. One thing before we leave, everyone take your finger out of your nose. Click the like on your phone, or click your mouse if you're on your desktop or your laptop. Click the like, and now this is the most important part that we can leave right after this. Click share. Click share, then click Twitter. Click share, then click Facebook. Whatever you can share to. Do it right now. 3, 2, 1. Thank you for sharing it. I really appreciate that. All of Jericho's links in the description. So are mine. Go to bigmancomics.com. I got awesome comics, graphic novels. 2025 is going to be huge for what I'm doing. And we will talk to you guys. We have reviewed Cobra, Reese. We have. We will talk to you guys.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Later.